Hello, everyone, and welcome to Playing in the Star. How's it going? Good to see y'all.
What up,
It
what
is.
up,
Are
what
we?
up?
Wait, what podcast? What podcast am I on? Is this? I'm
It's all full circle. It's
confused.
coming back full circle. That's what's
You know what it
so,
is? Because this is how it started out.
yep,
happening.
we're going full circle. Exactly. So, welcome to Playing in the Stars. We are live. We got JD and we got Vet Cloud Gaming with us. Sadly, Brian can't be with us tonight. He's got some family matters going on. Brian, thinking of you. Hope everything is okay. So, uh,
Yes, yes.
we're here. We got some PlayStation to talk about. Hope everyone is going well in the chat. But first, we're going to go around. Vet, what's up, man? Good to see you. Welcome to Playing in the
Yeah,
Stars.
I know. I was confused. I showed up and I was like, man, it's like deja vu all over again.
You even got a shirt that popped up on you.
I know.
No,
I
he
popped
put my
in and
shirt
I was looking at it and I'm
somewhere.
like, my shirt's like I look down and it's all faded, but I look on the screen and it's like Sony made my stuff just wow, what gave it the it factor again. Even my Microsoft Windows couldn't handle my PlayStation shirt.
Beautiful shirt, by the way. I love the original logo.
Yeah.
So, but what's been going on with you, man? What have you been playing? What have you been doing mostly lately?
Wolfenstein 3. Well, I did some Assassin's Creed Odyssey today. I just wanted to dive back into that on a different cloud platform. But most of my Twitch streams lately have been in the PlayStation ecosystem with Wolfenstein, the New Order, which
Noise.
I've already beaten before, but I wanted to go back and start it over since I'd never streamed it when I played it last. But I've been trying to figure out to piece through the 800 plus games that I have available in the cloud, and I still can't figure out everything that I want to stream because I don't know if I have that kind of time frame.
It's a lot of games.
Dude,
It's
there's
crazy.
so
And it's
many
like,
games.
and that's in the PC app. There's a lot on the PlayStation. Like I still need to sit down and really browse through the list because there's much more titles on the PS5 from that subscription. It's crazy.
Well, and I
Yeah,
also
it's really
found
good.
out I earned myself like $10 in PlayStation credit, store credit from the rewards thing that they had because I didn't realize that the cloud using on the PC still gave me earned me stuff. So I was like, and then I was playing Wolfenstein and I think I shot a Nazi in the head, blew his head off, and I got a trophy for it. I was like, oh, I missed those things. It's like nice trophy for killing a Nazi. I love it.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, so yeah, I actually was on voice chat with Vet yesterday when he realized like the PlayStation Stars program that he was gaining stuff for it. It was funny.
Yeah, I had no
Uh,
idea.
no, it's a great program that PlayStation started. Right now, I'm still level 2, almost level 3, and JD, you're level 4, man,
Level
which is
four,
currently
man.
top level right now at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. I just
They'll,
had
they'll bump it up. They'll bump it up and say it's because of JD.
right there. They'll raise the level up just a little
I have to raise the standards.
Right, got to raise the standards around here. Yeah.
Awesome. So,
Somebody's
what you
got
been
to.
doing, JD? What's up, man?
Outside of just leveling up my PlayStation Stars program to level four, I actually streamed Tales of Arise last night. You can go check that
Got
out
to
on
start
Twitch.
that.
Yeah,
It's installed everything, but I got to start it eventually.
yeah, it's real good. I was just leveling up some characters last night, but it's a real fun game. If you guys haven't checked that out, real nice RPG. But yeah, just playing everything, just trying to like you said, I got those stars up. I played some Gundam Evolution. I got a stream out. Check that out. It's like Gundam with basically Overwatch and Gundam put together. It's pretty nice as well. I've been checking out the demo, the Forspoken demo as well. That was
I've seen
announced.
everybody streaming that lately.
Yeah, everybody's streaming it. For me, I'm getting used to the combat and the buttons and everything like that, so it's starting to flow a little bit better. But I just hope that was a real early build of that game. But I think the spot that they put you in for the demo is just a little weird because it's kind of further in. It's like it's not at the beginning, and so you're missing some context of even like how she's talking to the band and everything like that. So it
Yeah,
just yeah.
well, we're gonna talk a bit further about it, but yeah, I thought it was weird how the demo was set up, laid out.
Yeah, the demo is weird, but yeah, it's just checking out Need for Speed Unbound as well was out.
Oh, I bet you that
Um,
game looks gorgeous on the PS5.
yeah, that
I
looks gorgeous.
I wouldn't
Fortnite
know.
had the update, the Gen 2 update. We'll talk about or the
Yeah,
5.1 update. And we'll get to that. But yeah, just a couple of games, man. Just playing, doing what we do.
that's awesome. That's awesome. As for me, I've been playing a bunch of stuff on the PS5, jumping from one game to another, and I also unearthed my PlayStation Vita.
Oh Lord.
Uh, yeah, actually, like went to the hospital with one of my kid wasn't feeling well, and I had it laying around. I brought it. I actually didn't use it at hospital, even though it was a long day. It's like, yeah, handling the kid was plenty to keep me busy. But later, I just pulled it out, started playing like a Lego Marvel on it, and looked at a few games. And that system didn't get the support it deserved.
Nah,
It's such a fine
nah.
handle. So it's sad that back then they
I
discontinued it.
never had the Vita. I had the PSP, but
Yeah,
I never
same.
had I never
Well,
had the Vita. That-
I had the Vita after all the hype. Like, so I had the PSP and then I skipped the Vita and then I was like, oh, let me get the Vita now. It was like way later. And then I sold it, so I might have to get it again. But yeah, it's definitely a great machine, man. They need to make a part two.
Yeah, yeah,
the
we
internet wouldn't be the gaming world wouldn't be able to handle a new handheld from Sony,
all
They'll say
right.
it's
especially
just it's too
if it
expensive.
incorporated DualSense cloud. It's Nintendo would be scared, and Microsoft wouldn't even be an issue because they don't do handheld.
Vet,
But
it's too expensive. That's the problem.
I know
but
it is.
if you look at it historically, like when the PSP came out, it was slightly after the PS3 came out, and graphics were close to the like PS2. And then PS Vita came out after the PS4 came out, and the graphics were close to the PS3. So if a new generation of PlayStation handheld came out like within a short amount of time, that would most likely put it with somewhere close to the PS4 graphics. That would be insane.
That would
So
be
we'll see.
totally
Would be
insane.
expensive, but I'm pretty sure there would be a market for it,
Oh,
especially if you put in cloud
people would
gaming
buy
with
it.
it.
Oh yeah,
Well,
you put
even
cloud.
Put a 5G chip in it with a Wi-Fi 6, and
as long as they don't partner up with an exclusive rights to Verizon, I'm okay with that.
plus Sony has good access to OLED screens. So
Yeah, put it on an OLED, give it a 5G, get it Wi-Fi 6 on there, get them graphics up, man. Get all
that
this,
would
get
sell
all the
like
stuff,
crazy
man. It'll cost $1,000, but it'll be the best handheld gaming
all
machine.
You
around.
would say you would come down. It would be the Sony's new handheld versus what was that Steam Deck thing? Oh, that's
Steam.
ain't nobody ain't Steam what? Because that's what it would be.
It
So
will be
it'd be like,
double the price, but double the sales.
get that nonsense out of here.
All right,
Oh
let's
man.
look at the chat. Oh,
Oh
also the
Ray.
games I've played. There was a Fortnite, which is phenomenal. We'll
God, that
talk
looks
more in detail about that,
gorgeous.
but they've done something great. It's really phenomenal. The changes they've made, and for some reason I'm blanking. Played tiny bit of Final Fantasy 14, but I really need to sit down with it on the PS5 because I've just barely grazed the gameplay on it as of yet. Starting to learn the controls with the controller. Yeah, I've played a few games here and there, enjoying it with the little time I have available. So, looking at the chat here, we got Ray. Yo, PlayStation Stars. Good to see you, Ray. What's up?
What a Ray!
Got JD,
Oh, it
of
gets-
course.
Maker
of
in the
Chaos.
building.
What's up, man? Yo.
Maker in the building.
Maker of Chaos, aka Defender of Xbox.
It's all good,
Was he
man. It's
defending
all good.
Xbox for real? I gotta look at that.
Honestly,
gotta look at that.
I couldn't tell. Anthony was too busy arguing with Dark for me to even hear Maker, because he's so calm, where Anthony be screaming up a storm. I can't keep track of nothing.
So yeah, that Ray with a bunch of ponies.
I love that he does that, and every time I see him sharing game footage, and if it's a stream, he'll do a thumbnail of the stream. But when it's actual game footage, it's always a PS5. I don't ever see Xbox game footage or PC unless it's either Luna, GFN, something like that, a PC cloud, or it's his PS5 share. So deep down, he's a PlayStation guy. He just don't want to admit it.
He's
that's
a play.
we know he's at home playing on his PS5, playing Fortnite with a different
Wasn't
name.
he playing Halo? Didn't I catch Ray playing Halo Infinite? We could have been playing on Game Pass versus the Xbox.
He'll say that wasn't me. That was my son.
They'll release Halo on PS5 soon enough to get that purchase through.
They want all the games on all the platforms. Accessibility.
Yeah.
They'll get what they want just to get that deal passed.
Yeah. So, got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. Have you guys watched the Game Awards?
Oh
I did. Well, I thought I watched the Sony Awards. I didn't see much of Microsoft there.
I'm actually trying to remember. Did Xbox have any presence at all?
Just the ads.
They had
Just
other
the
than
ads.
some nominations.
Samsung and xCloud and some Fall Guys skin
I don't
and
wanna
some Gears skin.
I don't want to be
with
that guy.
Fall Guys.
Y'all remember last year? Not this recent one, but the year before. Remember when there was a Stadia person that said they were going to the Game Awards and there was no mention of Stadia? You just had an advertisement for something else. I'm like, damn, this is like deja vu, except it's Microsoft now. Because they didn't bring nothing but some ads.
Facts. They ain't had nothing.
They said, well, Stadia's dead, so we're going to be the next one to be up on the chop block.
Looking through. So yeah, just to do a recap. Basically, Game of the Year that actually went to Elden Ring.
So disappointed.
So I actually think it's well deserved. I think it was a close call between Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok. A lot of people were putting in on God of War, but
I like
Elden Ring.
Plague Tale Requiem was on the list though, because I think it deserved to be on the list.
Oh, it absolutely. All of those titles
I
deserved
personally
it.
wanted it to win, but it deserved to be. Even if it didn't, I'm glad that it made the cut, because I think it was well worth putting it on there. That was phenomenal. I never played Elden Ring, so I don't know much about it. And obviously I can't play the other two games because they're not on PC yet or in the cloud.
Yeah, I haven't played Elden Ring.
You haven't? I've played it a bit. I couldn't get into it for the sole reason that to really get into it, you need to invest a shit ton of hours. Excuse the language, but it's something you really need to immerse yourself in the game. The gameplay, like the controls and everything, it's pretty brutal. Like it'll punish you if you don't do things properly. You really have to master your controls on the character. You have to study your enemies. So you have to put a lot of time in that game to really enjoy it. So for that reason, I've played a bit. I've liked it, but given with the family, with work and everything, and with the podcast and like trying to cover other games, I was not able to invest the amount of time I required to really, really get into it. Hopefully someday I'll be able to sit down and do it properly, but I was not able as of yet to do that. But it is a great game. I think it does deserve the Game of the Year award. It's a great story, a great world that they mesh together.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
definitely.
like that it was, from what I heard, people were saying it was open world too, which
Yeah.
you would think that that would be right up my alley, but I'd at least have to do a first look on it and then maybe give it, because I've had games where I've done first looks and one would think that I would not like them, and I've gotten hooked on them. I mean, there were a bunch of games that I've played in the past that I never thought I'd enjoy, but open world games are a different thing. Even if it's RPG, doesn't matter if it's an open world. I find a way to make it entertaining.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
it
might play that one day.
it's weird. I think the game of the year awards, even the everything else that's on the list, I feel like they're mostly all of them are sequels except for Stray, and so there's not too much like
That's
new like a
yeah.
new-ish innovation in those games. It's just a building step upon what they did, like Elden Ring, like Demon Souls, like everything from Software. Like it's just with the Lord of the Rings, world and things that we played already when it comes to like Demon Souls and Dark Souls and even the last one, the Ninja one, um, Shikaro, right? So it's the same gameplay loop as those games. God of War is the same one as 2018 as far as the gameplay loop. Horizon, same thing. A Plague Tale, same thing. Like Xenoblade, like all of those except for like Stray. But honestly, either any one of those games could have won. Um, and I just felt like this year wasn't like nothing too groundbreaking in a sense, but they all improved upon their previous games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of refining into the gameplay, into the formula. So
Yeah.
I feel like it was well deserved. Yeah, you're right. There's not much for the game of the year award. There was not much groundbreaking stuff. It was just well refining of gameplay. Yeah. So I don't want to do every one of them.
Well, I mean, we know that every one of them is going to be a Sony thing. Just kidding. You're going to see
Best
something
game
Sony in there.
direction, best narrative, art direction, score and music, audio design. So there's yeah,
God of War, God
PlayStation
of
got
War,
well
God of War.
represented. As does okay, that's a Xbox Game Studios here that did win Games for Impact.
Oh, they
Right.
got
So
something there. Oh wow.
best
Right.
ongoing that I think is one of the big important wins to get. If you get that win, it is worth a lot. Final Fantasy 14, I think it's the second year in a row that they win. Uh Pretty sure they won it. They were nominated last year. I'm pretty sure they're the ones who won it. Either of them or Fortnite last year. But Final Fantasy 14, I definitely I like that they were the ones who won it this year, and they've got a lot planned coming soon for the game. But those were pretty solid. Fortnite, we know we're going to talk about it later. This year, they're coming in strong with a very good update for Unreal Engine 5.1. Genshin Impact pushing a lot of stuff. Destiny 2 still pushing content. They're making the game relevant. And Apex Legend, I'm less familiar with that game. I haven't played it too much. I need to try it a bit. But yeah, I'm still getting content. It's all great. Maker says, yeah, it's second year in a row. Final Fantasy 14 won. Yeah. To be fair, and Walker came out last December. Yeah, came
Yeah.
out right at the beginning of the new season.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's true.
but yeah, they have a major update coming. They'll be updating the graphics. Best indie game, Stray. I know there's several people that were surprised not to see certain titles like Vampire Survivor has been a title that's been coming around a lot this year. I've actually been playing it on mobile. I played it on xCloud, played well. Putting it on mobile is game changer because even though I heard some people say that on the Steam Deck eventually the map is overload and it can drop some frame rates apparently on the Steam Deck for some reason. Like the PC version
Wow.
eats a lot of memory. On mobile, I've been playing it on there, getting pretty far, like over level 100, and it's just smooth experience. It eats up the battery a little bit, but not too much. So I found it weird that it was not part of the best indie games for nominations, but they released the mobile version during the Game Awards, so they did have a present. Plus, I think they had a nomination for later on. But great game. But yeah, Stray is on my list. I need to play that game. I still haven't played it. Got a
Yeah.
long list of games to play.
That one,
Best
that one, I wasn't surprised that was going to win. That Marvel, I still haven't played.
I
that.
have fun. I have fun with Marvel Snap. I'm
I-
not a
I've
card
seen you
game.
play it, and I've seen Ray play it, and I saw a few others that started playing it, and I haven't gotten a chance around to it yet. But
Yeah, I'm
it
not. I'm
doesn't
not
out of
necessarily
the
a
list
card person.
there. I figured if it wasn't Marvel Snap, looking at that list, I would have said Genshin Impact would have been the one that would have taken the spot.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Mhm. Marvel Snap. I tried it a few times. It's fun, but I don't know. It doesn't grab me. It doesn't. I like it, but it's not enough for me. I don't know. There's something missing. I like the strategy and everything. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I might give it a few more tries. Best community support, Final Fantasy 14 again. Some great titles over here. No Man's Sky coming back on this one. That's awesome. Fortnite and Destiny 2. So those are great prize for games to win if you can get community, best ongoing and all. Innovation and accessibility.
I
That
was
is
surprised. I thought The Last of Us was gonna make it, but I'm pretty sure like a lot of people didn't rebuy the remake for all of those accessibility features. Because
Yeah,
they did a whole like Naughty Dog really started, or one of the studios in Sony's portfolio that really started working with accessibility features. So I was actually shocked at that one.
still good. I know like they had someone working just for that on God of War Ragnarok. Like it wasn't just done on the side, they had someone dedicated for accessibility.
yeah.
But yeah, Naughty Dog has been making crazy advances in accessibility. They've been pretty good at it. So yeah, that's awesome. Making gaming available for more. Best VR AR game with Moss Book 2. Best action game with Bayonetta 3. It's good to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge nominated here,
Yeah.
along with
Yeah, that was a good one, I think.
Best Action Adventure, God of War Ragnarok. Again, great nominations. Best Role Playing. Uh, yeah, again, Elden Ring. Live a Live or Live a Life or whatever it's pronounced. That's a Switch game with
Yeah.
from Square Enix.
Yep.
I heard mixed stuff about this one. I heard it's some people say it's good, some like yeah.
It's really hard. Well, for me, when I played it, they got a demo. If you got a Switch, you can play the demo. But yeah, the beginning was kind of challenging.
Best Fighting Multiverses, that one.
I still haven't
It's
played
nice.
that. I still haven't gotten around to
It's
playing. There's
the
so
game.
many games that I just don't have the time to play all of these.
Multiverse is definitely worth it. It's a well-designed fighter that comes into like the Smash Brothers formula.
Yeah,
They really crafted that game well. I still haven't installed it on my PS5 yet. I need to do that. Plus, I think
yep.
it's pretty small file size.
Yeah, it's not that
That one.
big.
Best Family with Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Good stuff.
Forgot Kirby was the thing.
Best Sim Strategy, Mario and Rabbids. That one actually surprised me. And Mario won that one, but cool. So Gran Turismo 7 with Best Sports. So Best multiplayer is Splatoon 3. That one surprised me, but I've never played Splatoon. So
That was
I
my first
played
Splatoon that I ever played, and I enjoyed it. It's pretty fun.
I played the first one. I never played the second or the third. But it's still it's like paintball, but Nintendo version of paintball. That's the easiest way to sum it up. It's like paintball, but Nintendo, so more family friendly kind of.
it's a
Yeah.
Nintendo arena shooter.
Yeah,
Yes,
pretty much.
it's three.
And
It's 3v3, I believe.
I think
It's
so. Yeah.
It's 3v3. They have a story mode where you can do single player, and then it's all connected online. Like as soon as you log in Splatoon 3, it's all online. And then they have like the Splat Fest. They have community events all the time for it. Different
Yeah,
crossovers and stuff.
it's third person shooter. But yeah, 26 weapons and a variety of different gear to wear. So I mean, it's one that you wouldn't think you would like, but I
Yeah,
think once you
yeah,
start playing it, you get hooked on it.
yeah. That's exactly what happened to be. I
It's
was
the
like, oh, this is
easiest way.
fun.
I'm gonna have to try it eventually. Content creator of the year, Ludwig.
I mean, that should have been me, but
Best debut indie, Stray. Good for
God,
them.
that damn cat keeps straying out into these categories, man. Damn stray cat.
Best adaptation, I think it's well deserved. Arcane, League of Legends. That
Yeah.
is definitely a good win for them.
I'm
It was a phenomenal show.
I'm so glad the Cuphead show didn't win anything because I hate that show and the game. Although I'm
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
subjected to watch the show because my 5-year-old likes it.
I thought Cyberpunk was going to get that one, man. Cyberpunk was really good.
I haven't watched the Cyberpunk show yet.
Oh, you gotta. Oh man, it's so good.
Have either of you watched the Uncharted one?
Yeah, I saw it in the theaters because I had that
I
free pass from whatever game it was. They gave us the Uncharted collection, Legacy collection.
Oh,
If you
right,
got
right.
that, they gave you the free pass.
I want to watch it, but I heard such horrible things about it. I'm kind of scared I'm gonna get really disappointed. And I'm walking
Yeah,
in with no expectations.
just it's the one and done. I wouldn't watch it. Like I saw it, but I wouldn't watch it again. Like I had an experience and I was cool.
So it's one of those that, oh yay, PlayStation movie, and now I want my money. But in the back of your mind, you're like, God, I want my money back. Never gonna get this time
Well,
back in my
I didn't
life.
pay no money for it, so I was good. I, I I think it's on Netflix though. I actually think it's on Netflix. If you got Netflix, you can watch it.
I'll pass.
Most anticipated game, that one surprised me. I was expecting between Final Fantasy 16 and Starfield. Starfield
Oh
kind
no,
of burned himself with the last delay and troubled the
Isn't that I
production.
feel like I know the studio that
it,
owns the company that owns that.
it's not
Oh,
even that. It's not even that it's Starfield. It's not even nothing with that. It's just that Zelda is a shoe in most of the
it's
time. It's
because
just a
it's
shoe in.
Zelda.
Yeah,
That
it's a
it's
shoe in.
Zelda.
It's a shoe in.
It's
It's like
enigmatic thing.
If Zelda is in there in any category, they're not gonna win. Zelda's not gonna win every single category, but if Zelda's in
No,
there,
but
it's almost a shoe in for winning.
I bet
Yeah.
you 10-1 next year Game Awards that will be in the top. That will be in the tops for Game of the Year.
Oh yeah, it'll
Even if it
definitely
doesn't,
be
even if it doesn't
contender.
win, even if it doesn't
Yeah,
win, it'll still
it'll
be
be a
there
contender. It'll be there. It'll
because
be a
it's Zelda.
nomination.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both
that's
that
it.
Final Fantasy 16 definitely will have a spot for
I
Game of
think
the Year.
that'll be up there.
And
I don't. Maybe Hogwarts depends on how it does once it's released. I don't
Yeah,
know. Final Fantasy and
I'm
Zelda, I know those two.
those two are definitely going to be nominated.
I don't
Yeah.
think that Resident Evil 4 will be there, and Starfield will probably get delayed until 2077 or something. You know.
I hope Starfield does well, but the stuff I heard about lately and like one of the guy who worked on it
I
like
mean,
didn't have nice thing to say about it.
I would like to see it do
I'm
well
s-
too, but
I'm gonna wait and see,
ultimately,
but yeah.
I know it's a Bethesda game, but ultimately, who owns Bethesda? That's enough right there to tell you that something's going to happen.
But For Hogwarts Legacy, I'm hyped for the game, but I'm cautious.
I
I'm
am
ready
too,
to
but
be disappointed.
I don't want to hype myself up too much, and I think a lot of people are that way. I think
Yeah.
there's so because we saw the images, we saw the trail, things like that, so we know what to kind of expect. But seeing and then playing it are two different things, and I think everybody's hyped for it, but they're holding it back just a tad because it's either going to be a massive success or it's going to be a massive bust. I don't think there will be an in between with that game. I think it's going to be on one end of the spectrum or the other. It's either going to be phenomenal and be one of the best games ever, or it's going to crash and burn immediately.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll do above an 8.5. An 8.5 is pretty generous, like
Yeah.
for score.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see. It's coming soon. Hoping it does well, but I'm not expecting too much out of it. Even though like I'd be super hyped if it did well, but I have some reservation on it. But yeah. So other than that, best esport game, Valorant. Was surprised a bit, but Valorant's been doing pretty good this year. Surprised to not see Fortnite on there, and what was the other game? Uh, yeah, there's that list. Those games, it's a busy category, but yeah, I feel like there's some very important missing entries in there. But yeah,
Yeah.
and no fighting games in there.
That doesn't really shock me. Was there really a lot, to be honest. I mean, if you think of all the games that came out and everything, there wasn't a whole lot of like fighting games that were released. I don't think we'll see anything. We're not going to see that category until next year because we know which ones are coming out. At least
Yeah.
two that are coming out. Man, I
So
just can't get over how nice that PlayStation logo looks.
and there was a lot of announcements being done during the Game Awards that were pretty awesome. Trying to find, I had a list here.
Yeah, I pulled up some articles. I don't know if you've got them. I just grabbed a few off of Push Square and PSU's website.
Wait, was it you, Vet, that sent me a really good one, or I think
Possibly.
you or somebody else?
Could have been. I lose track. I had a. No, that was the.
But yeah, there was a lot of games that were announced that I'm really psyched about. Like,
Yeah. I'm
uh,
excited for Final Fantasy 16, Street Fighter 6,
Hold on. I know I
Diablo
saw.
4,
Where did I
Star
see it?
Wars, Survivor.
Maybe it was on PSU's website. I swear I just saw something that was talking about all the games. No, not that. That's the full list of winners. It's not really a full list if my name's not on it. So just put not out there, people.
belong. I'll pull it in a second.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh no, the one I saw was every game announced and rumored for the PSVR 2. Damn it. Damn headset. I'm gonna
okay,
have
I
to
got
combine too. I can't afford this. Sony's gonna bankrupt me. As long as they don't come out with a new laptop. If they did that, I'd be doomed because I'd probably be hopping on board that one too.
looking for the list of everything that was announced.
Specifically with PlayStation, so it's actually a PlayStation podcast, but it's the one I'm
Ah,
intrigued by for my brand new PS5.
Hold
uh,
on.
probably
The
got it right
Game
here.
Awards. Oh, that's never mind. That's just Game Awards sale. That's not it. I think I went too far back. I don't know. Y'all can look for it. Let me see if there's anything I can bring up
Ooh.
briefly.
Oh, I just saw some news. I'm excited.
Um,
I'm gonna put it in here.
I'll mention briefly so with Returnal coming to PC. The only downside of that is I feel like that should be cloud specific because I saw the memory requirements for that game. Like
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
the minimum, the recommended, it lists 32 gig RAM, which I think that might be the first game I've ever seen with the recommendation of 32 gig RAM. The game will need 16
That's
gig at minimum,
insane.
with double needed to hit that recommended level, which it says it's quite unusual to see games of this level need more than 16 gig, with modern graphically taxing games asking no more than that. And it said something else to bear in mind is that the PS5 has 16 gig of unified memory, meaning no game makes full use of that figure. Some of it is set aside for the console's UI, recording footage, and so on. Obviously, there's some technical differences between a PS5 and a decent PC, but the RAM requirements have nonetheless left some users scratching their heads. Some suggest the port may just be poorly optimized, but Sony's other games have all had great conversions so far. I don't think that's the issue.
Hey
I
Doc,
don't.
hold on.
Go
Hey
ahead.
Doc, look at the link. I got you a link for all the Sony
There we
links.
go.
From Push Square.
Yep.
See, I'm sad. I can't play that
Okay,
game
yeah.
if it needs 32 gig RAM. I
I
don't
think that's the one
have
I
that
was
in my
looking for.
laptop. Damn it! I'm gonna have to tell my wife I need a new laptop.
Yeah, Sony has good conversion rates as far as
Well,
like
that's why, like, people are saying, the people that were like, well, it's probably just poorly optimized. One, you're probably an Xbox fan. Two, I highly doubt that it's going to be poorly optimized because every game that they've ported over has been phenomenal, looked gorgeous from what I've seen.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
Maker's
one,
been
I
saying
ain't worried about
that's kind of crazy for recommended 32 gigabyte of RAM. It's like I've got that in my
first.
PC because I've upgraded it to that. And it's like, for me, it's like, oh, it's plenty. No, it's now a recommended for a game.
Which means, well, and you know what that means. Like, if you're starting to get games that recommend 32 gig, they're gonna say, well, your PC should probably have 64 then.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say that you should have a 64 gig PC at this point for gaming.
And
Yeah, it's like if you're
have
gonna
not-
stream it, forget it. You need that.
Yeah, like if you're live streaming a game that's 30 requires that kind of RAM, you have got to have double it. And I don't know any PCs that even come with 64 gig. Like you're custom building something right there. Ooh, Death Stranding 2. I bought Death Stranding 1 because of that announcement.
But yeah.
Damn it, Sony.
Got announced,
I'm hoping by the time I get this, I'll have a PS5 in my possession.
Hey, I just got an email saying there's a PlayStation available in the actual store.
I know. I took a picture
PlayStation
of
what?
one.
PlayStation 5s are actually available on the PlayStation store.
Oh no!
Got it.
I was at Walmart and
Supply
they had
has
one
been
sitting
coming
in
out
the.
like crazy.
I was at Walmart last Thursday and they had one sitting in there, staring at me, eating at my soul.
You should have got it. And
Doc said the
tax
same thing,
refunded.
but I said,
You should have put it on
Doc,
your tax refund for your
Do it.
YouTube channel.
Do it.
I would have been dead, and then I would have been divorced, then brought back to life just to get killed a second time.
But you were able to get a concession for what, June you were
Yes.
saying?
Yeah, June, July. So I'm okay with it then. I can deal with that. Almost all these cool games will be out by that point anyway, so then it'll work out in my favor.
If you're lucky,
Nice.
it'll be in time for the new PlayStation 5 Slim that's rumored.
I know. I want that. I don't know. I have to see what the specs are, but it looks pretty fancy. I'll be right back. I got to step out for.
No problem. So yeah, Death Stranding 2 is one hotly anticipated title that was announced by Hideo Kojima, who stepped on stage and showed that. So should be very popular game. So the footage they showed, like it's all cutscene, but it still looked phenomenal. And I know like the first game even didn't look too far from that. It's very good looking game. So, and it's Hideo Kojima quality. So that's awesome art style, awesome technical implementation of the game. So should be amazing. Horizon Forbidden West got a new DLC announced to the burning shores. So that was surprise announcement and very popular. Got a crowd cheering. So you're flying. You got a flying mount in this one apparently. Still got to play Forbidden West. I don't have it yet. Can't wait to play it. I'm still new to the PS5. Like I just got it. I had it last year and just got it again. And man, I want to sink some time into that.
Yeah.
Catching up on all the good games.
Yeah, definitely good game, man. Thought it should have won best art direction for the VGAs, man. The art in that game is just crazy.
The world design for like just the first one, the world design is amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely. It's true genius at work.
Someone had a clip, they had Elden Ring and then they had Horizon, and then they was like, well, Elden Ring you're supposed to go everywhere, and as soon as you hit the water, you're dead. But then on Horizon you can like swim and go underwater and all that stuff.
Apparently my YouTube is in French. Might change that. Kind of annoying. I'm French, but when I researching content and I've got menus in French, like what am I looking at? So Judas, that's from the creator of Bioshock. So and look, I'll just move forward a bit.
Yeah.
So that game looked great, very close to the Bioshock original style.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a set in the same universe because I mean, look at that. That's like Bioshock right there. So I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think it'll be in the same universe, but it'll be hints. Like it'll do a lot of winks most likely. But that's pretty much like wait, is it published by 2K or
I didn't see the actual publisher on that.
because I
I
think he
think.
might not have the rights, the official rights for it.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because 2K has the
But I would not be surprised if this initiative was to Bioshock what yeah, it's Ghost Story, so it's a indie studio. But I would not be surprised if this was to Bioshock what Callisto Protocol is to Dead Space. Basically, the true vision of the artist, what he wanted
Mhm.
to do, and kind of got some people mingling in, like, oh no, we want that instead.
Yeah.
So that is his true vision, most likely, from my understanding. So curious to see where that will be going.
Oh, it says parent company is 2K. Ghost Story
It's
Games parent company is 2K
oh,
games. So it may still be
Ian.
a tie-in.
Armored Core 6, that's an announcement that I was super hyped about.
Mm-hmm.
So Armored Core has been with PlayStation for a while. I don't know if it was published on different platforms.
Yeah.
But it's been like on the first PlayStation that it was the first two Armored Cores, I believe.
Yeah,
And
I remember those games. I never played them, but they was good back in the day from what I hear.
it was very difficult. So you're basically building your robot, so you get a mission, like you get a full brief, and on the intel that you have about that mission, you can do modification on your core to change like whether you want legs or treadmills or whatever to adapt to the terrain, to adapt to the situation. And so you have to prepare beforehand, and you have limited budget for modifications for your robot that you're buying parts and reassembling it. And then you deploy for the mission, and it's going to be like either like you'll be accompanying someone and protecting him, or you'll be eliminating a target. And it's pretty hard, but it was such a great game. So
Nice.
now being released for PS4 and PS5 by From Software. should be quite a good game. So I'm curious to
Awesome.
see how it will look once it releases. But yeah, you get a wide array of weaponry available, armors, different legs or wheels, or it's like customization of the robot as you want it. So yeah, definitely happy about that announcement. Other than that, there's Crash Team Rumble. That looked really good. The Crash game.
Yeah,
That I'm excited for, but that's just because it's Crash. I don't
it
even care.
looks really good.
I mean, I know it's racing, but I don't care because it's Crash, and that's all that is all that matters.
No, is that? Oh man, is it racing? Or I
It's
thought it was like
Crash
a
Team Racing. Isn't it Crash
No,
Team Racing or
no,
maybe
it just
not?
says no. It says Crash Team Rumble. It's like a fighting,
Oh,
like
it don't matter.
kind of
It's,
like
it's
Yeah,
got Crash in it, so come on now.
it's like a
I don't,
platformer, but you're completing with other players.
shut up, Maker. You're just jealous it won't be on Xbox.
Looks like a MOBA.
looks like a MOBA or a Fall Guys type of thing, platform type thing. I don't know. It looks weird. Fortnite. I don't know.
I'm curious to see more about this game because it looks phenomenal. And it's like,
It
yeah,
looks good.
he's
I want
dunking
to.
something like
Oh
there's.
damn it! It is coming to Xbox. I saw that. That's
Uh,
nonsense. It'll still look
I
better
would
on a
not be
PS5.
surprised if there was multiple type of games in it, like a bit of a Mario Party or whatever. Like you're starting a game, okay, it's you got to bring the ball to the goal and score. The other game, okay, you got to eliminate other players. This game, okay, you got to capture those platforms. So it could be fun. Hades
Mhm.
2 got announced. That was a very popular reveal. Uh, yeah, Supergiant Games. That game was extremely popular. Played it a bit. It's a lot of fun. Definitely art design on this. The animation style is looking amazing.
Yeah, it looks real good. The animation, the music, the story beats, like everything looks good. I haven't played the first one yet, but Supergiant Games is a phenomenal developer. So yeah, I expect it to do really well.
Yeah, that's some actual gameplay. Yeah, it looks very similar to the first one, and that's not a bad thing at all. So that should definitely be a popular title once it comes out, riding on the popularity of the first one. So and like the colors, the animation style, the movement looks really
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Definitely look forward to Hades too. Yeah, it'll be a very popular title. Remnant 2, sequel to a fan favorite, out in 2023. So not as familiar with this title.
yeah. I'm not as well, but it looks good.
With guns and all. So yeah, the
Well, yeah,
gameplay looks
remember?
good.
Well, that looks fun. Oh, that poor guy.
That just
I don't
got
know.
intrigued.
I know. I
That
just saw
this is all up to you.
I just saw someone squish. So, talking about a bear hug. Jesus, you know what? I'd be okay with this. I don't even know what it is.
Oh,
I have
it
no
is
idea what it
Remnant from the
is.
Ashes with third person shooter. I was still like, you haven't tried it yet. It's part of the games I want to play that I haven't booted even once yet. Remnant of the Ashes was a beautiful gem. What's up, Brian? Hope everything is going well. Good to
What
see
up?
you,
What up?
man.
What up, Brian in the building?
Woo.
Remnant 2 looks like a good improvement. Nice. Had the crossbow one hit kill build. Nice. I'm gonna have to give that a try. So yeah, I saw the title Remnant 2. It's like, is that related to Remnant from the Ashes? But apparently it is, yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
It's intrigued me enough that I would be down to playing it. I don't even know what's I never. Obviously I didn't play the first one. I know nothing about it, but I would jump in and just and at least try it out and probably get hooked on it with the amount of killing that's involved. What's this?
Yeah,
So
this
this
should be
was
good.
one of the big trailer of the night, Final Fantasy 16 Revenge, along with the official release date and a confirmation that it is indeed a PlayStation 5 exclusive for now. I
Exclusive.
find it odd that it used when they announced the game at first, it was PlayStation 5 and PC, and now it's only PlayStation 5 exclusive and not PlayStation 5 console exclusive in the announcement. So it looks like PC might have to wait a while before they get it.
Well,
But the,
could you imagine what the requirements will be for that? If it hits PC, it's probably going to be another 32 gig recommended requirement for memory.
possible, and the game looks phenomenal.
No, it does. And I wasn't. I mean, all joking aside, I think I could. This is another one of those that I could see if it got ported over, it's going to need a heavy duty graphics card. It's probably going to need at least the minimum would be 16, and I can guarantee you that you're not going to be able to do much. You're going to have it at low settings. More than likely, I said I could see it very easily. This being another one of those that needs that 32 gig RAM recommended requirement. I'm wondering if we're going to start seeing more and more games that come to PC are going to start going that route. I mean, from
Brian,
Sony, higher
Brian
quality
says it's
games.
a 6 months exclusive, apparently.
Well, that'll give me enough time to get a new PC so I can upgrade. And
You'll have a PS5 by then.
Yeah, you should. You should definitely have a PS5.
Hey, maybe they'll Apple and Sony will work out a partnership, and then I won't even need this. I'll be able to just use the a Mac and play the game.
Look at
through
that.
the cloud.
It looks phenomenal.
Looking at this, even looking at watching it through Melon, you can tell that it's going to have high system requirements for PC.
I watched this trailer so many times.
And we're watching it through Melon, people. So imagine just going on YouTube and watching it, or watching it on your 4K TV or 8K, whatever if you're Project Storm. But you could tell that that's a game that I can guarantee is going to be another one of those 32 gig requirements for RAM. There's no way it's not going to be able to, or it's going to be needing less than that.
Melon looks to be a bit sharper though than it was.
It's probably all of us PlayStation people on here now.
Could also be because I reverted back to PlayStation to Windows 10.
I thought you were going to say give me a PlayStation OS. I don't need Windows.
Oh yeah,
it's
Steam kid that went on stage during the
oh my god
Elden Ring Award.
Oh my.
He is famous as. It don't matter that he's.
I won't give too much press to that. Hey, what's up, Spectrum? Good to see you.
Spectrum, what's up? Welcome.
Loving that PS5.
Loving this PS5. I'm talking about.
Along with Final Fantasy 16, was very happy about that reveal. It did confirm for the first time that Diablo 4 is going to the PlayStation 5. Up to that point, it was still hazy. Like, is it not? It is.
That looks just look at the detail with that footprint. And
Blizzard with the Diablo games have always been on the next level.
And and you can see the words that says "flesh sizzles." Like you don't even need to read to know that that's you can literally see the visuals on that.
That knows what that's like, man.
Hell yeah!
Right at the end. Oh, okay, yeah. Till December 31st. Awesome, thanks, man. Yeah, 23rd. Yeah, Diablo 4 with haptics. Yeah, I'm definitely
that'll be crazy.
I'll be buying probably the deluxe version, not the legendary, but the deluxe with the season pass and everything. Just have all the content. Yeah, and full crossplay across all platforms.
Yeah.
Look at that. That shit looks.
Blizzard is next level in terms of like the cutscenes like that showing the story. They're next level. They've always been.
That looks amazing. The only game I would love to see on a PS5, like a new modernized version, would be like Quake. Give me that too, and slap that on a PlayStation. This though, holy crap! I don't even know if I
Yeah, I
played
can't wait
any
to
of the
see the
Diablo
game.
games.
I can't wait to see some more gameplay.
Yeah. And it's looking good. It's what
Oh,
I've seen. The description
that
is
was
it's going to be,
gorgeous.
in terms of gameplay, it's very similar to Diablo 3,
Never played it.
but with much more mature graphics, similar to Diablo 2, and super realistic. So,
Maker said pre-ordering Diablo on PC.
yeah,
Oh,
definitely a
I
good
got a
call.
question. What is it that will you play The Last of Us on stream when it comes to PC? Probably.
Yeah.
If my system will handle it, unless it's in the cloud on whatever service. It'll be on one of two services. Either way, I'll end up playing it.
But that is getting a PS5 anyway.
Yeah, so it wouldn't matter. Regardless of how I stream it, it will get streamed.
You'll want those trophies anyway.
Right. You want to
Damn it.
level up
Well,
now. Another
because
incentive.
it's
You
look,
want to
it's a
reach the
big
stars.
difference. It's a big difference with the trophy and what does Xbox do? I know they do something.
Achievements.
Yeah, those are
Achievements.
The
lame. I'm
achievements,
sorry. Those
gamer
you
score.
don't even get cool sound effects, nothing. It's just like pops up a green thing and then breaks your game anyway. So I'd rather have my trophies.
Oh my god.
Spectrum, I bet that's probably, if it goes to PC, more than likely we'll see it there, because seems that they've got a pretty good relationship with the deal, partnership, whatever you want to call it, with getting them access to them Sony games.
Maker says, I've heard it will be similar to Diablo 2 with the talent trees. The talent trees, what I've seen, are huge. Like the customization you can do for your character will be much bigger than Diablo 2 from what I've seen.
I want
Like
this game
I've seen
too.
some gameplay trailers. It was pretty big.
I'm starting to
And
remember
art
why
style similar to the original Diablo. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm starting to remember why I used to stay out of GameStop, because when I would go to GameStop, they on the TV they always had the games advertising, and then I would buy said games. And now I'm like, all right, I want that. I've got a notepad open on the other screen, writing down all the games I want, which basically means I just have the list on that you pulled up that shows all of these games that are announced, and that's all the games I want. And my wallet's already crying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Suicide Squad with Kevin Conroy as Batman
Yeah.
for the last time, sadly. And the game looks
Yeah, I
pretty
want to see
good.
some game. I want to see some gameplay as well. It's a lot of cinematics so far.
Yep, definitely.
That's all. I was sold on this because of the shark dude. That's if I can play as him, I don't even care how good the game is. If I can play as a man shark, I'm sold. I
That's all
literally
you
don't
need.
care how.
The-
I mean, come on. There's nothing. It's like Street Sharks. If anybody remembers that cartoon from the 90s, I think it was. I don't remember, but I'm sold. This
Dang, how
game
old are
literally
you,
sold
Vet?
me. I'm level 40. But I was sold on that game when I saw the man shark man, whatever. So I was like, that game will be mine.
Oh man.
That's another title that was shown that's gonna be phenomenal. Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, unfortunately
So
for me, I gotta play through it again, the
I
first one, because
I
Stadia is shutting down. So
I can't. No part of me will get this though.
oh, I
it's
loved the first
already
one.
I know, but
oh
I can guarantee it's
I
puzzles.
bought it
It's
again
gonna
on the
have puzzles.
PS5 because I want to play it on the PS5. It was on sale for like what, $5-10
yeah,
not
it's
too
on
Well,
long
that's
sale
ago.
worth
right
it.
now. It's really cheap on
But
sale right now.
I never finished the first one because I rage quit and literally Alt F4'd the entire stream. Like, it pissed me off. I couldn't figure out. I've never touched that game on any platform. So guarantee I will not touch this one. Because I'm sure
some of the puzzles are not easy, and the fighting can be.
I don't mind the fighting wasn't the issue. It was literally trying to. I spent 40 minutes trying to solve a puzzle that forced me to rage quit, and I couldn't handle it. And there are some of these games that I've played recently that have a puzzle effect, and I still play them. I really wanted to like it because it was Star Wars. I really wanted to.
The puzzles element can be frustrating in this game. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I agree with that. Like, there was this times I just stopped playing because I got to a puzzle. I'm just like, it's not that it's like a bad puzzle, but it's like annoying. Puzzle is like annoying.
Some of them, like like they don't give you enough hints of what you need to do, and like the trigger for the following sequence is like super hard to give to and doesn't make sense. Yeah, I remember having some problems with that back then. Like, they want you to like reach a ledge at a place and it'll trigger the next cutscenes. Like, nothing is telling you to go to that ledge. It's just going around. It's like, okay, nothing's going on. Nothing's happening.
Right. Yeah. Like what's happening? Nothing.
Like, I liked Star Wars Squadrons. I liked that game. I liked Battlefront and Battlefront 2. There were Star Wars games that I liked. It's just those particular I could not get into because the puzzle aspect of it destroyed all hope. All hope was lost on that game for me.
So here we got a JD title.
Hey, that's Street Fighter 6.
When did you get in? How did you get partnered with them to get yourself in the game?
I got a lot of street cred, man. I got a lot of
street cred. You had them kind
got some sweet moves.
Yeah, I got the moves. I got the cred. Like, look at the moves. Look at that, man.
You know what? I like the fuck. I must have missed that you can fight a tiger. Like, I always liked this game because it was so over the top. But it still had it was kind of over the top, but it still had the other aspect. This just looks like it's just going to be more loads of fun type stuff. But I also know that I'll probably get pissed off at this because I'm going to get my ass handed to me because of all the button pushers out there. I've broken many a controller because I'm trying to do moves, and I used to play my brother in fighting games, and every controller I owned somehow broke. I don't understand how, because he's just pushing random buttons and getting all the moves, and here I am. I'm trying to actually do the moves that I know, and then I lose. Usually it was Street Fighter, and he had that stupid was it Blanca, the one that electrocuted people?
Yeah,
and I couldn't do anything. It was he either went with that guy or the stretchy dude. And no
you gotta hit him with the Hadoukens. You gotta hit him with the Hadoukens, man.
He was just pushing buttons. Now, when I played as Chun-Li, it was a different story because all I had to do was get her to do that leg move, and I won every time. But I like that they got all these different moves and stuff in this. It's gonna be. I think that'll be a lot of fun to play. I was like,
it's a live
game will get sweaty.
It's a live service game as well.
Street Fighter 5. I had fun with Street Fighter 5.
Street Fighter 5
when I played that on, and there were a lot of people that played that on PlayStation. I remember when I got that on the PS4 and it was free, and there were tons of people that played that all the time. I mean, I'm more of a Street Fighter is my thing, but Tekken was the other one that I was.
Oh, that trailer looks good.
Yeah,
it's Unreal Engine.
There were you had the four main fighting games. You had Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Virtua Fighter was the big ones back in the day. This looks awesome, but that's just because we know what the engine it's using.
Did they confirm if it's Unreal Engine 5 or?
I don't know if they did.
I think they did. I think they did say what engine it was. Let me.
It looks phenomenal. So I was not expecting to be this impressed by the new Tekken.
Okay, so Tekken 8 was recently confirmed to be in development, and now the developer reveals that the upcoming fighting game is being made in Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so Game Rant had that posted. I don't know when the article came out, but
So
yeah,
that
it is
means
using the
that
studio will be using it.
between the moment this ad was made and now, there was a new update that's phenomenal on the
Oh,
Unreal Engine.
yeah, so this one that I pulled up was back in September. So just think how, from September to when they made this trailer came out, that should tell you how good it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that just brought it up in the
Oh,
ranks
and
of
not only that, how well it's gonna look. They built it from scratch. That game was built. Tekken 8 was built from scratch using Unreal Engine 5. So it's going to be one of those that's going to take full advantage of all of it. Doesn't
Yeah.
reuse any. Yeah, there. If you just look up Tekken 8 and Unreal 5, and you'll find you can pull up article after article because that one doesn't use any assets from Tekken 7. They went and rebuilt the whole
Brand
damn
new.
game.
Man, that's dope.
That is
Idris
great.
Elba joining Cyberpunk 2077.
Love that game.
Oh
I didn't even
yeah,
realize.
yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I
What
can't
the
wait to
hell?
dive back into that.
I need to. I mean, I beat the game, and I didn't even realize I beat the game until I was streaming it, and then all of a sudden the credits showed up, and I'm like, "What the hell happened here?" I was just into the game, and then all of a sudden the credit. I got on a bus, and he left town, and that was in it. And everybody that watched me play that was like, "What did you do?" I was like, "I don't know. I picked a choice. I don't know what I did."
Oh my
Nobody has
gosh.
gotten where Johnny. You become Johnny and then get on a bus and leave town. Oh, I really thought they were going to say it was coming out in 2077. That would have been messed up.
That would have been
You guys,
that would
you
have been
guys
funny.
ready for a new set of yellow screens of delay.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
You know what'll happen? See, Sony be delaying everything because the Xbox people will be out there in droves. See, I told you it was going to happen. Oh god, Naughty
Yeah.
Dog. I used to love their games.
So
I feel like I'm a
The
Sony
Last of
fan
Us
for
Part 1
some reason.
PC.
Weird.
Wonder
Even though
why.
I don't know. It must be because I've owned every Sony platform out there. The only time I branched out to Xbox was the original Xbox. Microsoft pissed me off with the 360. I had one too many red ring of deaths killed it for me. I never had any issues with any of my Sony PlayStation devices. None of them. They never gave me a red ring of death.
Another PlayStation Studios game on PC, Returnal. So that should be
Yeah,
interesting.
there's actually an award for that in your PlayStation Stars app if you beat the first boss.
So I probably won't get that award, that trophy.
There's an award right now, or there was
Yeah,
one?
right now. Right now.
They added
For beating
new.
it is return to Returnal defeat pirate, I guess, and there's 19 days left. And you'll
I
get
don't
like
see
an
that.
astronaut figurine. So you're
I don't,
not seeing that on
I don't
yours.
see that.
So that's interesting. So I believe kind of like what I tweeted out to you, there's different campaigns for different members depending on what games you're playing and what you have.
So if I start playing Returnal, it might pop up.
It might pop up. It
And I
might
have to
pop that.
look at that.
Yeah, because it's telling me to return to return. That's what it's called, return to Returnal. So it's like,
Oh,
well,
I might not get it since I've never played Returnal.
yeah. Huh. So interesting. So different. And I even seen one. I think I showed you that one where there was a like if somebody had this old game, I think it was a PS3 title or something. Like if you had that game, you got a collectible for it.
Hmm. This game intrigues me quite a bit. Blue
Yeah,
Protocol,
Blue
made
Protocol. Yeah.
by Amazon Games or in partnership with. Yeah, Bandai Namco and Amazon Games. Oh, there's some. Just need to. Won't be long. I just need to go on YouTube. Oh, Maker
that-
did it. Thanks, I appreciate it, Maker. Thanks a lot, man. So, yeah, Blue Protocol art style looks amazing, anime style. Uh, yeah, I will definitely be interested in this game. Was it confirmed? Yeah, I think it's confirmed for PS5, right? PS5, Xbox, PC.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely we'll need to keep an eye on this. Definitely digging the art style, the anime characters, big open world, and that will be an MMO, I believe, right?
Yes. That's what it's looking like, a MMO type game. Let's see.
I don't know if it's something that's going to try to go against Genshin Impact but it does look
It looks
amazing.
really nice. I was like, oh, what is that? Free to play multiplayer online action RPG. So maybe not a
So go away. So PS5, Xbox
yeah.
Series X, Steam, Luna. Oh no, Luna's not there.
No,
Oh,
no, it's not Luna. It's just that, which was weird. That's kind of
Uh,
weird. But hey,
that they used Amazon games.
maybe someday.
yeah, publisher is Amazon Games, but it's not on Luna, just like with the other game.
Yeah,
So
none of the Amazon games are on the Amazon platform, which
I
I
don't
find
know what
weird.
the
Hey,
deal is.
you know what? It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? I don't
Yeah,
understand how it makes perfect sense, but apparently
It
that's
works. It works.
but yeah, that was one of the big surprises I got during that evening. This announcement.
Yeah,
So certainly looking forward for more. It's hard not to draw a comparison with Genshin Impact here. Yeah, exactly that.
yeah,
So I'll definitely want to know more about this. It'll probably be free to play title. On top of that, I wouldn't be surprised. And Wayfinder is another one that intrigued me, made by the same studio that did Darksiders Genesis. So this looks like I think it's gonna be like in the Diablo formula, like a action RPG with loots and all of that.
yeah,
So it looks like they want to compete with what's that other game made by the Diablo devs that went indie. Trying to remember the name. It's not coming back to me right now. But it does look good. There's you can sign up for the open beta right now if you want. I think the PC beta is coming in a few days, and you can also sign up on Xbox or PlayStation. And looks like a pretty good game. It might be a lot of fun. Multiplayer, action RPG, loots. So, what do you guys think about this one? Oh,
I
JD was gone.
I might try it. It's I don't know if it's something I would continue to play, but it's something I would at least give it a try because it looks interesting. And that's usually all it takes for me to at least try something.
What's
If it
what's
piques
the?
my interest, I don't know,
Yep.
it's got to be the graphics, I think, and just the game style is the main thing that stands out to me at least.
It's fun because while it looks like the Diablo formula, the camera is behind the shoulder, so it's following your character and not isometrical. So
And it's got the word chaos in it, so I mean clearly that's right up my alley. And I do like exploring and some those kind of games, so it would be interesting. It's something I'll at least take a look at.
yeah, Hellboy, Web of Weird, that game looked great. The animation style looks really good for this one. Reminds me of it's that Telltale game inspired by Fable, not Fable the Xbox game, but the comic book series, The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks really good. Really loving the art style there. That could be a fun game where it's another wait and see, but definitely they went all in with the art style.
Yeah, I like that comic book feel, even though it's not really comic book, but it gives you that impression.
Yeah.
I swear there was another game that was similar to this style that I think I played on Xbox at one point, or Wild West game or something like that. But it was similar, I think. I could be mistaken. I don't know. It'll be
Right.
I don't think this is something that I would play, but I like the look of it.
Right. Looks really good. Looks like real good cell shaded. I'm not sure if it's cell shaded, but similar styles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes me think of Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, it does look like the art style of Darkest Dungeon. So Behemoth, that's a PSVR 2 game. It's looking pretty good. So is there actual gameplay or it's all cutscenes? Those seem like cutscenes, so it's hard to know if the game will look like that, but it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
long trailer. I was like, what's going on? And it's like
Yeah. It's like a VR Souls-like
Well,
game.
you
Yeah.
saw it said cinematic reveal, so it was just a movie we were watching. It wasn't even a game. They were just preview showcasing the new movie that they're getting ready to release.
Facts.
It's like if they made a Souls-like game mixed with Shadow of the Colossus in VR.
Yeah. I was like, who's this? Batman? The Viking.
Oh, Viewfinder looked messed up.
That was pretty trippy, but I'm not gonna hold you. I ain't gonna buy that or try it out, but
Oh,
it looks
that's
really, really
for
trippy.
me, that's
What-
definitely a PlayStation Plus game once it comes out
Oh,
on
I
there.
don't like that. I don't like
But
that.
yeah, it messes with your brain.
It messes with your brain. It's trippy. It's like finding the like that's cool,
It
but
is. I mean,
I'm not
and
I wouldn't play it though, you know.
no, my brain.
Oh, I would
that would
definitely
literally
play it.
that would break me. But I also feel like that would do best. I don't know what if it's going to be on all platforms, but I feel the only platform that can take advantage of it, and once again, Sony. Because the majority of the stuff that is like this weird shit, PS5. So
Bill Clinton is here.
Bill Clinton run is here.
Was Bill Clinton your rabbi?
oh my god, Jesus.
Oh man, I love it.
That was a weird moment.
Yeah, and he's actually done that before. He's been on other things, so that's crazy.
Banishers, that game looked good. That was a surprise reveal. I've never heard
Did
of
I see
that game
this?
before.
Did
It
I
looked
miss
really
this
good.
game? I must have missed this.
Probably did. You probably did. It was just so much PlayStation trailers that you just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it was a good presentation at the PlayStation Awards. Oh wait,
Sony basically said, "Y'all wanted us to have our own show, so we got one.
We got our own show. This is it. This is it right here.
people keep
look
complaining that Sony is not at E3 anymore. That's where they went.
and look how nice we are. We are we're the true consumer friendly company. Look, we even invited Microsoft to show up, but They turned down our turned down our invitation. So sad.
We even paid for the building that it took place in, a Microsoft building.
Yeah, it was at a Microsoft building.
Ain't that sad that it was at that Microsoft building and they still didn't even bother to show up? Well, no, Phil did say, "Hey, look, Sony's the bad guy here, guys. They want us to be the small company."
But
My.
how they the bad guy, but he's steady playing the games. He's always tweeting about Sony games and how he loves
Controller.
them and
You know,
how our
and
studios need to be like them and they're
all
doing
his,
better than
all
us.
his
And
Microsoft images in the background, those are just props, people. Realistically, why he can't show his entire office is because he's got a PlayStation 5 sitting there.
Yeah, there's
that's
one
why
Could
it's
thing.
you
just a
imagine
prototype.
some-
It's a prototype
someone-
Xbox. It's a prototype.
Could you imagine someone tweeted out and you spotted a PS5 with them on it? that
Pretty
was
sure
shit
they
would
showed more gameplay than that for
Oh, man.
Banishers.
I wouldn't be surprised. He speaks about Sony all the time on Twitter. He loves their
Probably-
games. This is
Lords of the Fallen.
this is set
That's-
in Lord of the Rings, correct? Or no?
Is it?
What happened now?
Is this in the Lord of the
That's a
Rings?
Maker game, but maybe.
Hey,
I
Maker?
didn't know.
Let me know, man. Is this the Lord of the Rings?
Microsoft purposely looked weak until Activision deal is done.
You know
Yeah,
what
they're
the
all
sad
doing
thing?
that.
But you know what the sad thing is? I could see Microsoft doing that. I can see him playing. See, guys, we're just the victim here. Even though we're as a company overall
Lord
we're
of
worth
Fallen,
more.
not Lord of Rings, lol. But I heard about some Lord of the Ring games coming though.
I don't know. That game looks pretty cool. I'm pretty sure it's a horror game, and
Oh no,
I
it's
wouldn't
his
like it.
own. Okay, yeah, it's his own thing. Okay.
It's a Souls like it's very Maker-esque.
Yeah, that's a Maker game right there.
So what we're saying is Maker will have that beat. He'll live stream that on Twitch and have it beat within like 2 days.
Yeah, you'll do some speed runs repeatedly.
He'll say, "Dude, this was such a weak game. I had it beat in an hour. It's not even worth me playing, guys. Sorry."
It's not even worth it, man. Save your time, save
just
your
did
money.
a 2-hour playthrough. I'm hoping to do better on my second time.
So is it
Isn't
only?
a Stadia logo?
So is it only? Is it only on PS5? Wow.
Wait,
Wait,
Because
what?
the first one
another
was on.
PlayStation exclusive.
Hold on, man. I gotta look at that because the other one was. The first one was on everything.
What is this the sequel to?
The Lords of the Fallen, the first one, right?
So that's the sequel to another game?
I thought that was the sequel to another game. Yeah, Lords of the Fallen Game of the Year edition.
Lords of
Yeah,
the Fallen
so
is multi-plat.
That Stadia logo. Yeah, I'm interested in this
I
one.
don't know,
Lords
man.
of Fallen is multiplat. It's a reboot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I was tripping. I was like, what?
Cool.
It's a reboot. Okay.
And return to Castlevania with Dead Cells crossover DLC on PS. Oh, okay. It's a DLC
not mine.
announcement.
Okay, yeah. Lords of the Fallen reboot will be more than 5 times the size of the original.
DLC for another game, Dead Cells.
That was cool. If y'all saw the Castlevania show on Netflix, that was a nice homage.
Yeah, that show was awesome. Post trauma. Partnership announcement.
Oh yeah, this is crazy. Reminds me of like Silent Hill, but talking about PTSD.
Intriguing.
I mean,
Puzzle
if you
game.
play any
I'm not.
horror game, you're gonna have PTSD.
I
So
already have
Yeah.
PTSD, and I don't even play horror games. I don't need any more. Damn it! I
I'm
already got
iffy
enough
on Lord of the
freaking
Fallen
issues.
just because the previous one were mediocre. Hmm.
so they actually
That black
scrapped.
logo.
So they was making a part two, Lords of the Fallen 2. They scrapped the whole thing and then they just decided to reboot the first one. Uh, that's
It's a game
interesting.
about PTSD. About a post-human world and after us. Atmospheric platform on PS5. Well, that might actually be interesting. I think I missed that announcement.
This one looks weird as well. Looks like I'll play this once it comes to like PlayStation Plus as
Yep.
well.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a
It looks a bit like Gravity
journey-ish,
Rush.
Gravity Rush and Journey. Uh,
Speaking of Journey, I've been playing Sky. I don't remember the full title. I don't know if you know what title I'm talking about.
yeah, I know what you're talking about by the same studio that made Journey and all of them,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
flowers and all. Yeah, the game looks phenomenal. It's free to play on a PS5, and I think it's on iOS as well. And I definitely recommend it's on the PS5. It looks gorgeous.
Interesting.
Atomic Heart. Wait, which one is that again?
Uh, that's that. Yeah, that shooter right there looks pretty amazing.
Looks good. The kind of Demogorgon type of beast from Stranger Things.
Hmm.
Oh, that looks terrifying.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if I would play this, even though it looks
Fucking Dugs.
it looks interesting. Yet I don't want to play it, even though for some reason I feel like I want to, but I don't.
You
Damn
know you want
games
to
that
play it.
I
You know that's
know.
the best thing.
Warhammer 40K. Disappointed we didn't see actual gameplay, but the cinematic looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like, come on. I don't. I like the cinematics, but I also know that I've seen enough cinematics for World of Warcraft to know that that game, the gameplay and the cinematics aren't even the same, anywhere near the same. Like they put out a cinematic for a
Oh,
new World
that's
of Warcraft
there's
update,
actual
and I'm
gameplay.
like, oh yay, look how cool that looks. And then I see the gameplay, and I'm disappointed beyond recognition. This I would still play this, even because after playing Darktide, I like it can't as long as it's similar where I'm just basically killing hordes of things with a shovel or something, and there's blood and guts and violence galore, I'm happy.
I was mistaken. There was actual gameplay in this, but it's alpha footage. So this actually looks pretty good. So, but it's still alpha footage. So, 2023. I was gonna say it could be like 2 or 3 years still away, but not. It looks pretty good. Transformers game announced by Splash Damage. So yeah, that actually looked
Transformers.
Yeah, I was like,
intriguing.
what is this? And then
I
it's like Transformers, and I
I
was like,
well,
okay.
I was confused because I didn't see the trailer. I didn't watch any of it, so this is my first time. But I heard Transformers, and then I thought, "Oh God, is this going to be another one of those cartoon games?" And then I realized it wasn't, and then now I'm realizing I want this game. God damn it!
But
effing game.
is there any robots in disguise?
I mean, there have to be because it's not
Yeah.
Transformers.
This is gameplay.
Yeah.
Shut up, Maker. This is just making me want it even more now. I can't afford to. I'm going to bankrupt myself. I can't afford this stuff. Oh, so much. Why does it look like you get to be a robot? Like, I mean, if that. Oh, do you get to control one? Shut.
It's just looks like Bumblebee.
Yep.
I want to control one though. I don't even care.
If that could be an interesting title.
That could be game of
Has
the. Nah, I'm just
potential.
kidding. That's not gonna.
In World War II strategy game Company of Heroes 3 marches on PS5 in 2023. Yeah,
Well,
that one
clearly
looks
the game
super
is. That's not what the
cinematic.
game looks like. Oh wait, no, maybe not. Never mind. I thought it was real footage, but then I realized that's. If it's a top-down game, I'm gonna be pissed. I hate that.
Yeah, there's no gameplay footage in there. It's all like a
Yeah.
cinematic ad.
Yeah, it was nothing at all.
Not even good acting. Come on now, bro. This is World War II. You used to
Yeah, I
act
was
like you're
like,
in World War II. That
I
looks
was,
nothing. So that tells me that it's probably going to be some bonehead top-down nonsense that I'm not going to want to play. Oh, there you go. Yep. Damn, I called it. Called it. I will not even touch this. That's right off the bat. You just lost me. I mean, if it was
Looks like it can be
Civilization,
some fun, but
if it was like Civ 7 on PS5, I would do it, or Civ 6 on PS5, I would play it. But no, this is stupid. World War II games I want where I can just be in the battle and shooting everybody in sight, but also dying repeatedly over and over, because that's what I do. This does not look like it's going to be fun at all. I don't know. Maybe there's a player base for that, but I don't know how many people are really interested in that style.
so yeah, that was the big announcement. Oh yeah, JD sent me a news earlier.
yep.
Just want to check this one. So I actually stumbled on that news also earlier today. Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered has been rated. I don't remember what country it was. It must say it in there, but it actually
Yeah, I'm
was
not sure.
rated for consoles. So I know the PlayStation was listed, but I think other platforms as well. Someone found the listing for Final Fantasy VI, and then while looking, they found a listing for the other ones as well.
Yep.
So definitely a good get. All the classic Final Fantasy games.
Yep.
So
I've been waiting for that for a long time for it to come to consoles. I was so close to buying it on PC or mobile, but I was just like, man, I know they gotta bring it. So I'm glad I waited.
that's actually the ESRB. So
Yeah, ESRB actually
and
rated.
if it's listed, it's very likely that is coming very soon. So are those coming as individual title or collection? It's individual, right? You can buy each one of them separate.
Yeah, you can buy each one of them separate right now, but they might make it a collection for consoles.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think that you'll see like a version where it's just all of them combined?
Yeah.
Could happen.
Well, it's more money. Why not? There might be some that want all of them in one big that they can charge more.
And it just so happened that the 35th anniversary of Final Fantasy is on December 18th. So that's why I saw it happened a few times that Square Enix have listed some classic stuff like that, like a few days before it came out. And now we're seeing 35th anniversary on the 18th, and They just listed at ESRB the whole Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster Collection. So that might land on the PlayStation Store next week, along with other platforms.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Very, very happy about this one. And also, you shared collectible earned by playing any game as long as you have access to the campaign by playing Wonder Book back when it released.
I have no idea what that game is. I thought you may know, Doc, but I don't know what
Wonder Book.
that was in the PlayStation collection.
The
So-
parent in me says it's tied to Wonder Pets. For those that know what that is. Otherwise, the gamer in me says I got nothing.
Review HP Wonder Book games for PlayStation 3 A/AR on PlayStation 3. Yeah, I'll share this link.
Yeah, I'm
Sense.
looking at it. I remember seeing that back then.
There were YouTube video. I have not. I was like, what? Like, what type of thing is this? I don't know what
I'll
that
wait for the
is.
ad to be over before I share my screen. Because I don't pay Google for YouTube Premium.
I stopped. I have an ad blocker that blocks all of it, so I don't have ads on YouTube either.
So
Not
yeah,
that I'm
that
supposed
was
to be
the
everywhere, but
PlayStation Eye.
Huh. I kind of
Spells.
remember.
Oh
I
my
remember
God,
seeing it.
dude, do you know how much I used to? So my brother had the PlayStation with the whenever the PlayStation moved with that stupid wand thing or whatever the hell it was that came out. Holy God, I used to make fun of my brother so much because that thing looks so fucking goofy.
Looks quirky, yeah.
I was like, dude, get out of here with your stupid glow stick. But I also realized after using it, like, because I was at that time I was testing out the Kinect, and I was like, oh, I like the fact that I don't have to have a controller. And then I realized that the Move actually, it's no wonder that Microsoft killed the Xbox Kinect. Because even with the goofy looking wand, that thing ran circles around anything that Xbox could put together.
Yeah. Huh. So there you go. If
I
you had that game, you get a trophy in PlayStation Stars or collectibles.
sweet. I'll have to look
They
and see if I've already
really in
got
the
it.
history. They are definitely in the history books with that one because I had no idea what that trophy was.
That's some old school shit right there, though. But I mean, to be fair, though, the PlayStation Move was phenomenal with what it could do, and comparing it to like Microsoft's take, where they were like, "We just want you to play games without a controller." That it was, it was okay, but also you realize that everything that was connected, that utilized the Kinect, was kid friendly stuff, whereas the PlayStation Move was more geared for real gamers.
Well, they had the exercise stuff. That's what I was
They had
interested in. The exercise with the Connect. I was like, okay, I can rock with that.
Anything, but you got to remember, anything that used the Kinect was exercise. I don't play video games to exercise. I play video games to sit down. Now, I did like the Move. I did have that. After I controlled my laughter after making fun of my brother, I ended up buying the thing because it was completely different from what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, the Kinect had a pretty good workout game, but
Yeah.
it was hard to find good content for it.
It was family. It was like what Nintendo. If Nintendo came out with something like that, that's what you would expect because it was either workout or family friendly kid games. Whereas PlayStation Move, it was geared for real gamers that actually wanted to play games, not just play kiddie games and go to the carnival and work out. So
Finding the devs for that kind of platform is not easy.
no, I know. Could you imagine if they came out with an updated version of that though? Shut up, Maker. You were like I said, you were one of them Xbox fanboys rocking that thing.
Ain't nobody
Actually,
use PlayStation Move.
the fact that he says it that way tells me that he was out there with the PlayStation Move and playing like Dance Dance Revolution or something. So you had them little glow sticks dancing the night away. Yeah, the PlayStation camera was legit.
Looking at the latest thing you shared.
Yeah, so that was the interesting thing. I missed this whole spill about Days Gone. Um,
Yep.
saying that basically, Sony denied a sequel to Days Gone because of the soft sales of the game and the harsh critic. Even though people that played the game actually enjoyed the game, but it got not the right scores, and so it looks like the the director of the one that left had some stuff to say about it, about the people that was there, throwing the programmers under the bus, uh, saying nothing's changed over there at Ben's studio, just blaming the developers for how Days Gone was received. And the new director at Days Gone basically said, that our people are very talented. There was one person who coded everything there, or a lot of things there. One engineer single-handedly coded all sound, music, weapon, melee, combat, localization system, and another one was responsible. One employee was responsible for animation system, physics, and the motorcycle, and the horde. So it seems like they didn't have a lot of developers working on Days Gone, and the people that did it, if that's so, if they only had one engineer on a lot of those things, that's a lot of work, and
Yeah.
that's really great uh for one engineer or a couple to pull all of that off. Um but
It
I
is
think
good for his resume, but yeah, definitely they need the resources to relax the workload for those people though.
yeah,
Which, well, that Days Gone though was delivered before Herman Holst took office though,
yeah,
because
I
Herman
mean,
Holst, that is one of basically his position right now at PlayStation is to go around from studio to studio, see what kind of work people are doing and what kind of resources they have. So it's most likely something like that. He would have picked it up. It's like, okay, I know you're getting a support team helping you guys, like probably like a team from XDev or like one of the many teams PlayStation has. That their job is to support studios making games. So because that doesn't make sense that you have like two or three engineers making the bulk of the game, like all of the systems, the music, and everything.
yeah,
So that is one of the change that PlayStation initiated when they got Herman Holst into the position he is right now, because he's in charge of the games. So he looks at all the PlayStation studios, try to move people around to give support and have the games done properly, and hopefully without burning out people like that. Those people must have been having a hell of a bad time working those hours. It's good for them. It's good for their resume. That's going to propel their career ahead, but it's still not normal that you end up with people working so much, doing such a big contribution to the game alone. So they definitely need more support to work on that. So I would be
yeah,
curious to know how it is today, if there was any changes. But I know Erlen Holst, when he took over the office, that is one of the things he said he would tackle to make sure that all the studios get all the resources they need.
yeah.
it is very interesting to see that Days Gone was developed in those conditions still, and still managed to look very good.
Yeah, yeah, that is incredible talent. That just speaks to the talent that they have there at
Yeah,
those at these studios. And but Ben Studios a small studio anyway. I think that would I mean that's their Days Gone is a that's like a triple A title that they developed. Um
I
Now you can
think
say
that
like Siphon Filter, that was a hit, but they was still a small studio.
trying to look back through the games they made. Like, weren't they involved in like SOCOM or something like that back then?
I think they was involved with like
They were a
Uncharted.
support studio.
Yeah. They're
They were working on Resistance, Retribution, Siphon Filter. Okay, yeah.
yeah, so they
JD3.
was working on like PSP titles, uh PS1 titles, like not too many like big AAA games. Yeah, the Uncharted, Uncharted Golden Abyss, that was the Vita, right? And so that was their first like major AAA by themselves game.
Just looking at the website.
They did BuzzV 3D, Siphon Filter 1, 2, and 3, Siphon Filter the Mega Strain PlayStation 2, Siphon Filter PlayStation 2, Logan Shadow, Combat Ops, Resistance Retribution, PlayStation Portable, Uncharted Golden Abyss, PS Vita, Uncharted Fight for Fortune, PS Vita, and Days Gone.
But yeah, definitely. Some of them they've been in support, and yeah, a lot of Siphon Filter.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not a they're
so
not a AAA studio.
hopefully Days Gone will help them because they pitched a sequel and instead they were asked to work on something else. Hopefully
Hmm.
that project will help them like legitimate that studio, like put them in a good place,
Yeah.
because there's definitely talent available there
Yep.
and potential for growth. So there's something else here. Looking for wait, solo. Oh yeah, news here about, I know we're a PlayStation show. We don't want to talk too much about the other platforms, but well, it does concern Sony. So Microsoft reportedly offered Sony the rights to put Call of Duty on PS Plus as a concession in order to secure the acquisition. So that's very surprising. Is that a sign of Microsoft panicking a little bit and being scared of the deal not going through?
Um, I would say yes. I would say that Microsoft has been talking a lot just to make sure that the deal can get through. It's their job, first and foremost, to try to make this deal go through. So there's so let's get that out the way at first. But giving all the blockage and all the feedback about the deal, they are definitely, I wouldn't say scared, but they have to try to make the deal more appealing. And this is a way to make it appealing. And this is one of the things that when we talk about these deals, there's a lot of stuff that's in play that we're not really knowing about. So even though we can see documents and see stuff being leaked about the issues, this is one of the things probably PlayStation didn't like about the deal. And sometimes with this stuff, we just gotta wait and see what happens. But I think this is one of the sticking points with Sony is that they're going to take Call of Duty. We're not going to be able to put it on PlayStation Plus because if you remember when PS Now before it became PS Plus, they had Call of Duty on there and they had to take it away. They had Call of Duty Black
Yep.
Ops, I believe, on PlayStation Now. Then all of a sudden they had to remove it from PlayStation Now, and no one said why. There was no rhyme or reason why it was removed, but I would assume that it has something else that Microsoft has planned for Call of Duty, and so it wasn't, Sony just didn't agree with that.
But yeah, we've been hearing a lot about Microsoft making offers to Sony, but what I get the feeling is because we won't hide it, Sony is most likely trying to sabotage that acquisition. And I think right now it's looking like it can go both sides. But if the acquisition gets refused and that Activision Blizzard is walking their own way while Microsoft walks the other way, Activision Blizzard still has to do some business. They still have to work out some deals. And they cannot just say, oh, we're being acquired by Microsoft, so we'll stop trying to negotiate stuff. We're an Xbox studio now. The acquisition is not done. And if they just stand still and don't try to negotiate different deals with different platforms, they're going to be losing out a lot. I would
Yeah,
not be surprised that the reason why Sony hasn't pronounced anything according to, well, in reference to the Xbox deal, and that it doesn't seem like they're talking with them. I think Sony is talking directly to Activision Blizzard, trying to make a
mm,
deal of their own, so that if the acquisition doesn't work, Sony will already have something secured with Activision Blizzard directly. Xbox
yeah,
out of the picture.
yeah. I could see that as well. Given the fact that um, even though Microsoft has a relationship with Activision and all of that, is still, they're still not in control per se over there. So yeah, so there's room for Sony to still be talking with the head of Activision and Blizzard saying, hey, let's look at some other partnerships or some deals alongside of this.
So Ron is asking a question here. Why can't Sony make their own AAA shooters if they are talented? I don't know if he was trolling or not, asking a question that happens often with Ron, but
Oh
it's not
man.
a bad question, and there might be an answer to that. And we're looking at it right now. Call of Duty.
Yeah.
PlayStation had Killzone, they had Resistance, they had multiple shooters, they had part of their arsenal, SOCOM. So they had multiple titles, part of their IPs that they were working on for a long time that were pretty successful. Not Call of Duty level successful, but pretty successful. Some fan favorites out there. But all of a sudden, eventually, they just stopped. But what happened around that same time? PlayStation started getting exclusive marketing deal with Activision Blizzard for Call of Duty, more and more, and Call of Duty started being extremely popular in the PlayStation. Makes me wonder if there was not an agreement between Activision and Sony to reshift some of their studios to make sure they don't compete against Call of Duty in exchange for a deal to get some marketing deals for Call of Duty on PlayStation. Because in the recent years, Sony and Activision Blizzard have been getting pretty cozy with one another as for marketing deals and like tournaments and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And it almost feels like they've adapted their content to make that deal uh, be more worth it, like be more profitable. So,
Yeah.
and Run says, isn't Fortnite a bigger franchise than Call of Duty? Yes and no. They're both pretty big. I think Call of Duty is a bit more profitable because of every single title they sell. Fortnite has a bigger player base, I believe.
Yeah.
So they're both really big.
Yeah. I want to dive into Ron's question a little bit, the first one a little bit, and I kind of talked about this previously, is that it's not the fact that we're talking about, hey, well, Sony can make a game and it can compete with this since they're so talented. It's not necessarily, that's not what Sony's necessarily looking at, if they can compete or not. What they're looking at is their bottom line. They have so many players, so much money coming through from Call of Duty, funneling into that ecosystem and keeping their fans happy. Sony as a company wants to keep that financial flow coming through. They can make another game or SOCOM, but here's the issue. Here's the issue with that. We don't know how well SOCOM will be and how well it will do. We don't know how well any of these Sony announcements that they have made to multiplayer will do. Can it be bigger than Call of Duty or Fortnite? It has the potential, but it's going to take some time before that. I mean, Call of Duty has so many developers on that team. Sony doesn't have nearly the development staff to to replace that money that Call of Duty is making for them. So that's the bigger question. It's not that Sony can just make a kill zone real quick. They can just make a Soulcon real quick and replace all that money. It's like, no, that's going to take a build up. That's going to take people to actually buy and play, like the whole nine. So it's not a quick fix for Sony to just put out a shooter game and say, okay,
100%.
yeah.
We're looking at Call of Duty. It's an established franchise. It is extremely successful. Building a franchise like that, putting it forward, and having it established like Call of Duty is, not only is it expensive, it's a 1 in a million chance. Because there's many other shooters out there that's been trying. Look, Battlefield from EA and Medal of Honor from EA. They've been trying. It comes nowhere even remotely close to Call of Duty in terms of a player base. They are established. They have their fans that keep coming back to the franchise, and the amount of people buying those games is astounding. Now, if you bring Call of Duty, if you're bringing Killzone or SOCOM, you'll build a player base. Yeah, but will you get the same scale of player base? Not at all.
Y- y-
So
yeah.
yeah, if you're like, if Killzone came out tomorrow and reach within like a few years, like 5 million copies, that would be a definite win. How many copies did last Call of Duty sell?
Oh man, they're gonna make a chaos. Call of Duty makes more than Fortnite, 3 billion versus 2 billion, but that includes the mobile and the console version.
That's what I was
Uh,
saying earlier. Yeah, it's Call of Duty because they release premium titles all the time, and like they got a pretty big player base. I think the player base for Fortnite is bigger, but Call of Duty is a lot of premium content that you have to pay the full price for. It's more profitable, but Fortnite has a player base that's really active, so it's kind of not the same. But yeah,
yeah,
sorry I interrupted.
Valorant and CS:GO seem to be the top esports shooter. It You can be popular. See, that's the thing. You can be popular, but are you making the money? Right? Are you making that income? And that's what they're looking at when it comes to the bottom line. If PlayStation loses Call of Duty, we do not have a franchise that rakes in that much annual income for the Sony ecosystem. They don't. Even they got Fortnite, they got everything else. Call of Duty is a major income stream. Uh, Now, as far as the deal, whatever happens, I don't really care. I think Microsoft should get the deal. I don't care which way it goes, but it's not a It's not a just let me just make a Killzone. Like, how well did the last Killzone make? Right? Like how well did the last Killzone do? Like, yeah, it's cool. It's the
It-
graphics, it's this and that,
it's
but it
fun. It
didn't do
looked pretty
that well.
good.
Yeah, it looked really good, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So is that's the point that people are missing out as that.
Maker says it's possible. Well, first he said Fortnite was a small team at first, but it exploded in popularity. It wasn't a massive team to get it started, and it's possible to start a big shooter franchise without having the massive amount of studios. It is, but like I mentioned earlier, it's expensive and it's a bet that you're taking because it's one in a million. Um, of course, Sony has better chances than others, but the scale won't be. It will still won't be the same as the current player base that Call of Duty has uh, currently that's active. But yeah, I would definitely see like, in my opinion, I'm in favor of the acquisition. I won't. I even though I'm now mostly PlayStation 5, it doesn't bother me if they get it. There's already plenty of games that are confirmed to still come to PlayStation, and for the rest, I can use XCloud or maybe someday I'll get a Xbox again. It doesn't bother me, and even if some of the games like I won't have access to, there's plenty of games out there. But if Xbox acquires Activision Blizzard, what will happen? Sony will have to up their game to match that. And we know like they won't just like throw down their arms and like walk away. Sony will fight because they have the means. They even though they have much less money than Microsoft, uh, invested in gaming, they still have a lot. Like you shouldn't forget Microsoft. Yeah, it's a big company with a lot of money, but they have a lot of money tied in other businesses that have nothing to do with gaming. Even if they're saying they're putting gaming ahead of everything else, they can't let go of their office deals, of their like everything else that Microsoft has that's corporate. That is
You,
a lot of money they're making with it and has nothing to do with gaming and won't get attached to gaming.
You mean
So
Windows, right?
Windows
Windows,
and
Azure,
Windows and
uh,
Zoom.
And
I'm
I,
gonna give
Office.
people. Hold on,
but you
man.
see,
Hold on.
they okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm gonna give people this because they like to throw out like, yo, well, what about this game? What to look at Vampire Survivors? Look at Fortnite. Look
Yep.
at that.
Yep.
Look at Halo Infinite.
Yeah,
And
What about it?
like look at Halo Infinite, man. That game has rivaled Call of Duty as far as popularity, or just Halo in
budget.
general. Halo the franchise, the budget, the popularity, the esports, all of these things, and all this development time that Microsoft had with Halo Infinite, and look what happened to that game. Yes, Halo is a great franchise. It's still a top seller for Microsoft, but the potential that it could be bigger than Call of Duty, at this point, everybody's like, I don't know. Like
You
they
know,
really gonna have to try
I
again, and that's a lot of money
I
put
think it
out
could.
there.
I think it could, but not. No. I got to. Where I'm going with this is, I think it
Yeah,
could, but not under Microsoft's control. I think if somebody else had it, I'm just saying, Microsoft. How big is that franchise? How long has it been around? How big is it? And what have they done with it? They squandered it. If you think about it, think if Sony had it or somebody else had it, what could the possibilities? More than likely, it would surpass that. Call of Duty.
Mm.
yeah.
It is sad what happened when with the Xbox One that they pretty much purged all of their studios and it wasn't a good age for Xbox. Luckily, right now they're making right investments, but yeah,
They
it's hard to
No,
come up with a franchise that matches that.
yeah, it's not a complete miss. I'm not saying Halo Infinite is a complete miss. They had some good ideas. They had some. We're in comparison to saying, well, if Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo puts this franchise out, a franchise that people love, let's say, Killzone or SOCOM, let's say Nintendo does some more Splatoon something, I don't know, make something, and then Microsoft say, well, we got Halo, and then we got Perfect Dark, and you want to say, well, just throw these IPs out and let them, become as successful as a Call of Duty. That's not happening within the 10 years. It will be popular. It's kind of like Destiny, like some of these games, like Fortnite. Like it took it. It's a. I'll
It's
just
a slow
say
build.
it's a slow build to regain that money that you're losing. You can't just throw these
Yeah.
IPs out there and say, I'm going to recuperate. But I do want Sony to throw these IPs out there. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But I do want them to throw these IPs out there. But to say that they're going to make that return on the investment, that's a long-term game. And in the short term, PlayStation will be losing out a lot of money. That's basically.
So I told Doc this before the show because I was watching Anthony, and him going at it with Doc Dark about, Xbox versus PlayStation, the usual banter that they do. But he made a statement that, whatever reason, made sense, which was one off the record that I couldn't believe I actually understood the statement. But he said, when he compared Xbox in the current situation with versus Sony with Stadia, and he said that when Stadia started to have their issues, they had this first major issue that was SG&E shutting down, and it was a snowball effect. They just had one after the other ever since that happened. And he said Microsoft is starting to follow that trend. And I know he didn't imply that they're going to shut Xbox down. That's not what he was going to. He just said, if you look at the trend that Stadia had when they started to falter, Xbox is starting to have that same trend, at least just with this year. I don't expect it to stay that way, but I agree with them that they just had one issue after another. I mean,
It was a
$70
pretty
games.
bad year for
And
Xbox.
so Sony has their issues here and there, but it's crazy, the $70 games, and nobody complains about that with Sony. I'm like, what are you griping about the $70? Like, I don't understand that one, because Sony's been doing it for how long? Have they been charged since the PS5 came out, right? And I know it was
That's
a
a
thing.
good year and a half. They've
Yeah,
been charging
and it was a
70.
thing for like people were irritated with that initially, but so I'm just like, I don't. Hey,
Would
I
never
had to
equate
throw
Stadia to
Anthony's.
Xbox. Yeah.
Look, I had to throw Anthony's nonsense in there. You were on the show and didn't say nothing.
It's
Oh my gosh.
right now there is a struggle at Xbox and they're fighting against it and they're sure investing in it, but
Well, they're investing in
definitely
PC Pass or Xbox Pass or whatever they want to call it these days.
they need to be less hands off with the studios because right now they're letting the studios do whatever they want and deliver the games, and it we know, like, we can easily see that Sony's current model with Herman Holtz going around from one studio to the other and trying to have cohesion between the studios. They're helping each other out, and they're like, we've seen it with Ben Studio. They pitched a game and they got turned down. Every, there's a lot of people that were angry at that, but I think the reason it got turned down is they're looking at the slate of games they got coming and how long it takes to develop a game, and they're
Right.
trying to fill uh, what is lacking within their slate of games, and they're trying to direct them. Okay, around that period, we got a game that's very similar that's coming out, and we'd prefer if you guys work on another kind of game, because don't forget there's factions coming soon enough that will be a service games that
Yeah.
will most likely see a lot of support, a lot of content, probably some seasons, some additional DLC or whatever coming for it. And if Days Gone come out as they're pushing more content for factions, and it doesn't work within Sony's plans, So because we're talking about similar like the zombie game, the survival, post-apocalyptic. So you want to bring Ben Studio to a different project instead that won't fight for the same audience,
Yeah.
but instead fulfill a different need for content in an area that PlayStation doesn't currently have part of their catalog. And so they're looking at their studio, they're not letting them run free and do whatever they want. They have a master plan. They want PlayStation to offer a wide array of games on a constant basis, like a regular basis, and they're looking at each of those studios, how they're doing, what is available for them to progress faster, to make better quality games, better engines out there that they're sharing between studios, better tools. So Sony is really showing that it can be done to plan things out properly. While Xbox, it seems what I've seen up to now is each studio, they might have access to each other's to help, but they're each like they have their project they're working on, and whenever they're ready to deliver the product, they
It's
deliver
kind of
it.
like almost like how Google has YouTube. They have all the different things that are under the
All
Google umbrella.
messaging
They're
apps that
still
do the same thing that are different
yeah.
departments.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So it's no different. That's what Xbox does with right now. And I saw your comment about that I was going to say something about that. And I'm not saying I agree with you, but I'm saying right now, currently, they are struggling. I'm not saying and I don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're going to die or anything like that. I don't expect that. They just need to figure it out.
Imagine Switchboard
No,
with a Call
no.
of Duty.
Show Ron what Call of Duty is gonna look like on the Switch. I sent it on the private.
No, I do like Ron. I did agree with Ron's statement. The first one, not the Switch Pro nonsense, but Nintendo sitting back watching Microsoft and Sony. Like I get that. Like, but how? I mean, they've been doing that for years. What the hell is this?
That's
Call
Call
of
of
Duty.
Duty on Wii.
It's Nintendo of Duty.
That's what they're gonna
Damn.
be getting and playing on the
Damn.
Switch.
Well, apparently there's advertising.
And then they'll get some ads because
Damn.
ah.
Wait, did Maker just say they're not struggling? If they're all
He said they're not struggling, but he's struggling.
wait, there definitely isn't. Xbox definitely isn't struggling, but they're trying to improve and grow. You do realize that trying to improve and grow means that you're struggling, right? I think you got somewhere along the lines. Did Microsoft mess up what you were typing and change it to make it look like they weren't struggling? Because that's the definition of struggling.
There you go,
that's
Ron.
rough.
There you go. There you go.
Yes, it is the
your
same
Switch
thing.
card.
How is that not the same thing? If
I
they're
got
not
phones that
struggling,
look better on my phone.
what are we? Wait, I think I've seen this. Is this on? This must be like that. What was that knockoff Call of Duty game that
It
was on
looks like a
mobile?
Nintendo 64 game.
Is this GoldenEye? Oh damn! I love GoldenEye.
That's what Microsoft going to give Nintendo right
Oh
there.
my god!
Got you.
There's no chance in that. Like they'll be like, "Yo, it's in the cloud though."
It's
so
in the cloud, player.
Struggling
Okay.
means they're no. Yeah, that's one version of struggling. There are many different definitions to what struggling means.
That means they are
That's
fighting to get their revenue when they are doing real well at the moment in console space. They are apparently Game Pass is profitable. So
Game Pass might be, but that's all. That's all they do is they just put crap on Game Pass or PC Pass or whatever the hell it's called, the Xbox Pass, and they're supposed to get a pass to say that they're doing fine.
Xbox One era was almost the extinction of Xbox, more so than Xbox 360.
I think the 360
Yeah.
damn near killed it with that red ring of death bullshit. That's
I think the Xbox One did more damage than the Xbox
Yeah, the
360.
Xbox One, did more
I
than the
wouldn't know I didn't have
360.
one.
Because
Every time I got one,
Because
traded it
360
back in for a PlayStation.
they gave it back out for free. They replaced everybody's red ring of death, so that
I-
saved them.
They
Yeah,
didn't replace
with the
mine.
360, they were fighting
didn't.
back on the issues they were having, while with the Xbox One, Microsoft was the issue with the Xbox.
Wait, y'all got replacements? Every time I sent mine out too, but they sent me another one that had the same red ring.
I think you did it.
They kept sending me broke ones. So I
I was
said,
asking,
"Because
is
I'm going,
PS Plus available on Android yet? Sadly, no.
No, not yet.
Ron, it'll be on, Ron. I hate to burst your bubble, but it'll be on Apple before it shows up on Android."
This game will sell like gangbusters on the Switch, man. They'll be pleased to
They're even going to allow modding on that, so you can really make it look like GoldenEye.
That was Nintendo's duty.
Nintendo Duty,
Oh
baby.
damn!
That's the
Nintendo
10
Duty,
year. That's the 10-year agreement.
Maybe duty. It's not the same thing. If you get to change diapers,
It'll be okay, because when Apple partners up with Sony and they come out with a nice fancy looking PlayStation app that's somehow
He saw a Stadia logo.
that was the Stadia exclusive.
Oh,
That's a Stadia exclusive. They didn't want you to know, but
They-
no, with if they do a partnership, not only do I think that that's bound to happen, because they've already been working on that with the tech stuff, the PlayStation controllers. It's inevitable that they're going to do. There's no way Apple's going to stay out of gaming forever. I don't think that they want to do their own console and shit. That's not their area. But I think partnering with Sony and somehow incorporating it, tying a PlayStation native app for the Mac in with Apple Arcade makes the most sense. And I say that because anything that you use with Apple Arcade, regardless of what the game is, I can take it from like NBA 2K23 Arcade. I can play it on my phone, switch to my MacBook, switch to my iPad, or switch to my my TV, my Apple TV. So
I definitely
ease of use with. I was gonna say, so the ease of use with a PlayStation native app somehow incorporated or tied in with that would make the most logical sense.
I definitely think once Sony starts to release their service games, those will play native on Mac, on Apple devices.
And that Mac the Silicon processors that they have coming out, they've already announced like AAA games that are going to be designed for this to utilize the full potential that will be night and day difference. And I know Mac OS got was the laughing stock of the gaming thing, except for Linux. For the longest time, but with the Silicon stuff, it's easier, I think, for Apple to make sure that these games work properly.
Mhm.
And I think Sony's going to be able to help them with that stuff as well.
Hopefully, Apple can manage to do the 3 nanometers with the M3.
That'll be when I tell my wife I need a new computer again.
Yep.
Either that, or they need a subscription like the gateways where you trade your PC in every year. Like they have, they got that with the iPhone, where I can get on the iPhone plan and upgrade my iPhone every year for a new one. I need that for the MacBooks, so I can just turn that shit in and get a new one every year. Because if they had a subscription for that included that, I don't care how much they charge, I would do it. I would gladly trade and upgrade a MacBook every year, especially once I have that ease of use with the Sony ecosystem built into it.
You can kind of do it. MacBook retain a lot of value.
Oh, I know they do. Like,
so you can sell it and buy another one.
Well, my Windows laptop that I spent $2,600 on. I told my wife it was $1,600, so she doesn't know about the other grand.
She knows now.
No, she already left for work, and she don't watch any of my podcasts because she don't want to hear me talk. That thing was already worthless the moment I left Best Buy. My MacBook Pro M1, I had the first generation of the M1 Pros. That thing is still worth, I think, brand new, it was like $1,000 or something like that. It's still valued almost like $700. Like it's enough that I could trade it in for, a decent piece. One of the, maybe not the full price of the MacBook M2, but the value of Apple
You can
products in
sell it
general.
for $200-300, get a new one. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So probably a lot
Yeah.
cheaper than whatever subscription you would get to change them every year. So Ron is asking, are you guys going to get the PSVR 2? There's at least one of us that's getting it pre-ordered.
I don't know who
I
that
have
could
the
be.
pre.
It's not me.
I got it on pre-order. Hopefully, I'll have the funds by the time it comes around.
He said, if I don't have the funds, my wife's going to help me get them funds.
Facts.
Honey, I need
As
to
for
talk for a
me,
minute.
as for now, I can't afford it. Hopefully things turn around by then. So I definitely want one. I don't know when I'll be able to get one, but yeah, I'm definitely
I want one
interested.
as well, but
Like they've
I
showed.
have to wait till I move first. I'm moving in like literally like 6 months, so my finances are kind of on hold until afterwards. Plus, I'm getting a gaming room for myself as well, so then I'll be able to actually get all these cool things, and I won't have to worry about being, using green screens, and I can actually show, what's behind the curtain.
Yeah. I'm moving as well. I'm still moving. I'm still doing a bunch of stuff, but yeah. Hopefully everything will be settled by the time that drops.
JD says I'm getting a license deal to work with the Washington Capitals.
Passing
Could
on
you
on it.
imagine
Don't really
Could
need
you
it since I
imagine
have
if
the Quest
when the
2.
PSVR 2, when that releases, could you imagine if that somehow tied in would work with if Sony pushed out an update to make it work with Mac OS?
That eye tracking technology, it looks pretty insane.
Looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just
Just using your eye to select stuff in the menus and click.
Hey, you have the Quest 2 maker? I would never have known. Shocking.
Yeah,
It must be
I'm
how he's watching
definitely.
our podcast right now. VR. I want that. I didn't have the first one. I never had the first one, but I wanted to get that one as well, but I never got around to purchasing it when I had a PS4 Pro. But I if I get the PS5 when I get around to getting that, I'm more than likely just going to get the whole damn set. Even though if they could have a PSVR 2 and camo, then I'd be good. Because I really want that. I want the camo PS5 with the controller, but
Oh man, I don't even think they didn't do no custom skins with the first one. Might have to. You're just gonna have to go down the. You have to do it yourself.
Customize that myself.
You're gonna have to do that in your garage, bet. You're gonna have to
No, my
spray
wife's
paint
gonna be like, "You spent how much on that?" You're not doing that. Like, your dumb shit will break that. Nope.
Oh, man.
I loved my Vita.
There is an issue. There is an issue with we're running into the same problems. I forgot which game it was. Some games said they are going to have an upgrade or basically have a PS5, PSVR 2 version of this PSVR title, but they're going to charge full price or a different price, and there's no upgrade path, but I forgot which one it was. I did see that a while back.
The following your vision thing is the craziest thing that I have seen out of that.
Sony got to make another handheld. I would love to. I think they might go with mobile instead. I don't think they'll release their own device, but Sony Xperia might release. Would be nice if they had a new PlayStation phone with built-in controls and all.
With DualSense and dual haptic. Put that stuff on the PlayStation phone too. So, God, I want that.
Yeah, PlayStation VR 2. That looks amazing.
Yeah. God almighty.
Definitely. If I can get one. Yep.
Moss Book 2. Basically they're gonna have a PSVR 2 version of Moss Book 2 to take advantage of the PSVR 2, but they do not have an upgrade path. And if you already own the version of it, you can't upgrade it to the new version of it.
So it's a
Says
standalone title.
no, it's the same game. It's just upgraded for PSVR 2.
You stupid Ron. Oh my god.
I'm a
Oh my god. That's dumb.
Blow on your phone,
dual sensors. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's not the Sony phone. That's the Nintendo phone. Oh my god, that one was good. I gotta give you credit on that one there, buddy. You got me.
So be prepared of more games probably
Oh my god,
following
Link. Again with that.
following this upgrade path. No free upgrades, or you might get a free upgrade, but it depends on the developers.
Just ignore that comment there, JD.
Link,
So
PS
that's
just
fine.
needs to do better, but that's probably Microsoft's fault too, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's from yesterday. We were playing Fortnite with Link, and Rep
Well, I
was
mean, you guys were.
ripping.
I was
That was ripping
just
into
there for moral
Microsoft.
support.
He was Link did what?
Huh?
Link did what yesterday?
Oh, we were playing Fortnite, and Vet was ripping into Microsoft, and yeah, Link kind of answered the call.
Yeah, he put me in my place. I'll give him that one. Stadia has a free upgrade January 18th.
Oh my god!
Man.
Yeah, it's called Google Play for PC games for PC.
Which I got the invite to.
That thing is
By the way,
garbage.
speaking of Microsoft, I've upgraded from Windows 11 to Windows 10, and I haven't had a glitch yet.
So backwards compatibility works.
Yeah,
see,
it's
my-
backward upgrading.
Right.
Dude, they finally accomplished that backwards compatibility.
Yeah, my computer was going like it was not going well. I was getting freezes and all, and it might still happen. But it was freezing all over. It was crashing repeatedly, getting the blue screen, everything, and I couldn't understand what was going on. I tried multiple things. I changed the thermal paste on my CPU. I was looking into components to see if it was physical. I did a fresh install, did a bunch of stuff, was not going well. And I looked into installing Windows 10, and I was talking with Vet, and I know he also had issues with Windows 11 at the moment. And last night, super late, so late that I barely slept to go to work because I had to do some updates and all, and that was a bit too hard-headed to let go. I installed Windows 10, and right now I'm testing it as we're doing a podcast with my old laptop ready just in case it crashes. But it's been running smooth as butter since. So yeah, Windows 10 seems to have done the job.
Well, and I'm nothing against Microsoft, but I said this to Doc. I said you had Windows 7 was really good. They effed up with Windows 8 and 8.1. Then they did really good with Windows 10, and then they, effed up with Windows 11.
Where were Windows 9?
Yeah, they skipped Windows. They were like, we're just going to go 8.1. We're just going to go to 10 because we just, And they weren't even going to come out with the Windows 11. They never had the intention of that. It was always, they wanted Windows 10 to be an operating system. Basically, it was a serviceable one. So it was always going to just be up to date. They were just going to push updates constantly and not have any more. And then they realized that was a terrible idea. So they rushed out Windows 11, which in 11, when they were working on it, it was supposed to be for the dual screen laptops and the foldable phones and all that crap, or tablets and whatnot. So, which then turned into what we got now, and they just have one update after another that breaks things left and right. And I went back to Windows 10 because I've had no issues since then.
Windows 11 was working perfect for me for the longest time. Yeah, and like with updates, it just started getting worse and worse.
It only takes one update, but the benefit of Windows 10 is once you're fully updated, the only thing you'll get are probably like Windows Defend, the security updates every now and then. You're not going to have to worry about anything major coming out that they'll break because they pretty much updated the crap out of it. So it's pretty much a done deal.
So,
Stupid Microsoft.
was there anything else we wanted to cover before we wrap up?
I don't think so.
Final Fantasy Crisis Core.
That's releasing. When is it releasing? It's in a few days. What was it,
I
15, 16?
I think it releases in a few hours.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
In a few hours. I already have it downloaded. I'm ready to go.
Download.
What's that? What is downloading? I don't know what that is.
I do that all the time now.
I got a PC, so I'm already used to downloads.
Let's see if I
Yeah,
bring
I
a
got a
remote.
timer.
Oh,
You got a
little
timer? Okay,
1
there you go.
hour,
That's what I was about.
25 minutes.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, yeah.
Doc? Did you check to see if that Spider-Man, when they were posted it, the Spider-Man 2 was in the PlayStation Store? Did you see if it ever made it to anywhere but the UK?
I don't think I checked and it was not there.
It was still okay. I was curious. I just if it had popped up yet, because I know I didn't. Last I know it was still. It still hadn't, so I didn't know if it had. Where's the? God, I don't even know where the link was for it. I had it, but now I don't know where it is. Oh well. Yeah, they were. It apparently showed up overnight, allowing users to wishlist the game in the UK, but then it disappeared.
Do you guys think we're gonna get a new PlayStation event soon? Probably
I think
not
so.
before Christmas.
Well, not now. I think it'll be after the new year, but I don't think that they'll do one within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless they surprise the hell out of us, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they could
I
do a
don't see it.
pre-recorded one.
Yeah, that they already. Yeah, I mean, I could see them doing. If they were going to do one, there's no way it would be a live event.
Right. Yeah.
Only because I know that they would be advertising. You know, if it was a live event, they'd be advertising the crap out of that.
I think Sony is good. I don't think they need to do anything else. I say just wait until next year. Like I mean, the Game Awards was their show. They showed off a lot of things. Just leave it at that, and just have everybody waiting to see what's next. I think starting off like they'll probably. I would say we'll probably get one in February just because PlayStation VR 2 is launching at the end of February. So we'll probably get like a state of play to kind of show off PlayStation VR 2 one more time before it launches. And then after that, I would say we'll probably see one for PS5s just like in the spring, like towards the end of spring, beginning of spring, like mid spring, we'll see something.
Mid-March.
Yeah, like March. We'll probably get like a state January, February, March, April, maybe like the end of March or April. Let PlayStation VR 2 do its thing, and then boom, hit you with some Sony, some PlayStation stuff, PlayStation 5
Awesome.
stuff.
So I think we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. Vet, thanks a lot for coming. It was great having you on.
Appreciate
so where
you,
can
Vet.
we find you?
Vet Cloud Gaming on Twitch and YouTube and Twitter. I don't do a whole lot on YouTube that much lately. I do have my sports show with Ray Tuesday nights, Fridays. I normally have a vet talk show. It's just laid back, and I just pretty much me, Holtz, and Rock, and it's whatever comes to mind. So there's no script. It's completely off the wall type stuff. Otherwise, and that won't be back until the new year because I've got a VA appointment on Friday for my knee. Otherwise, I'll be live during the week on Twitch, just playing either PC games, or it'll be cloud or PlayStation games in the cloud. Probably more Wolfenstein because I still got to finish beating that game and then dive through the catalog to figure out what the next one I want to play.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's good. What about you, JD? Where can we find you?
Yo, thank everybody for coming in, stopping by for another podcast. I definitely appreciate your support, for showing up and spending your evening with us. Thank you, Vet, for stopping by, and everybody else, man. You guys are always welcome to come through and kick it and chill with us. But yes, you can find me on Twitch, JD3-MXP. I'm starting to get some content together. I got a lot of things in the work. When I say a
snap.
lot of things in the work, I got a lot of things in the works. Starting back up the YouTube, trying to get some, some produced videos out there as well. Got some scripts that I'm working on as well. Catch me on Twitch. I think Wednesdays, late night Wednesdays will probably be my streams, and I'm gonna try to get this Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, if not tonight, sometime this week. Just check your notifications out there. Yeah, always, as always, catch me here on Mondays.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate it. Shout out to Brian. He couldn't make it tonight. Got a family emergency, but you can find him on streaming on Twitch under xShadowx. And as for myself, Sebastian, aka DrSpaceman, follow me on Twitter to get a notification whenever I go live. I post it on there. Other than that, you can find me here every Monday playing in the stars, with great gentlemen and talking about the good old PlayStation, growing the gaming powerhouse. As for my schedule, I don't currently have one other than Mondays. I'm still trying to figure out shifting some stuff around. But yeah, be sure to follow my social for whenever I go live on this. Thanks everyone for joining in, and it was a lot of fun. Have a good night.
Night.
PlayStation out.